All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and get this meeting started. It is 5:30. 1.1 call to order. 1.2 presentation of colors. Presentation of colors is by the Pacific High School California Cadet Corps, led by Captain Joshua, fabricator with the 314th Battalion. And Ms. Sham Han-hoon will be leading us in the pledge.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for that. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, 1.4 approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
And I believe we want to move something up though.
Yes, I believe we wanted to move the. 9.2. We're going to move it to before.
9.2 charter renewal for Hardy Brown College Prep, right before public comment.
Right before public comments. Yeah.
So after 2.3.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, can we vote, please, Mr. Hurtado?
I didn't hear the second. I'm sorry.
Mr. Tillman. Mr. Tillman moved and Mrs. Alexander second. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia?
Aye.
And Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mrs. Alexander? Okay, thank you, and good.
Okay, motion carries. 2.0 special presentations and recognitions. I will go ahead and turn it over to Miss Mary Roan Goodwin.
Thank you, President Ceballos. Good evening. My name is Mary Roan Goodwin. I'm the Director of Communications and Community Relations, and I am our school district's director. And I am proud, to have brought several meaningful recognitions this evening. We're going to begin by celebrating culture, heritage, and community. At this time, I'm going to ask our board members and Mauricio Ariano to please remain at their seats at the dais so you can fully enjoy this special cultural presentation. April is National Arab American Heritage Month, and tonight the Board of Education proudly recognizes the rich history, vibrant cultures, and lasting contributions of Arab Americans across our nation and in our own community. Poetry has long served as a powerful form of storytelling, preserving traditions, expressing identity, and connecting generations. To help us honor this special month, we are pleased to present a student poetry reading that reflects the beauty, resilience, and voices of Arab Americans. Please join me in welcoming once again our student presenter from Middle School 318, Sham Han-hoon. Sham is a standout 7th grade student whose personal story reflects both talent and ambition. She is born here in California to parents with roots in Syria and Dubai. She brings a rich cultural perspective to everything she does. She's an honor roll student with a love for math. Sham also is an accomplished pianist. She hopes to attend UCLA and pursue a career in fashion design. Sham will be reading 9 Spice Mix by Zaina Azam, a Palestinian-American poet whose work explores identity and heritage. In this poem, the author uses the imagery of spices to reflect the blending of cultures and traditions. Let's welcome Sham once again to the podium with a warm round of applause.
First, they tangle on my tongue, nimble couples careening, then together form an Arab-style line dance, stepping, stomping, swaying. West Indies allspice dazzles, berries tangling with cinnamon sticks, while cloves, Indonesian natives, lead with a spirited solidarity solo. Coriander seeds offer greetings in Hindi as others toast comrades in languages beyond borders and blockades. Lifting up sisterhood, sun-whizzed nutmeg starts a sibling dance with mace. Cumin demurs, then surprises with subtle exaltation. Queen of spices, cardamom, host of the party, gives a nod to flavors in hiding lemony, sweet, warm, fragrant, nutty, pungent, hot. Encouraged, feisty black peppercorns shimmy center stage, organizing the unique union of 9 for a vivacious global salute.
That was a beautiful and meaningful presentation. Let's give her another round of applause. I'd like to invite our board members and Superintendent Ariana to join us at the front for a photo with Sham. Principal Zachary Peters could not join us this evening. His designee is Vice Principal Nouria Mansouri, who will join us for this group photo. Okay. Thank you so much. Cabinet board, stay this way, please. We're actually going to ask our executive cabinet to make their way down the stairs here so that we can begin our next set of recognitions. Now it is time to celebrate brilliance and excellence across our district. The Board of Education is proud to recognize several schools for earning prestigious statewide honors from the California Department of Education that reflect outstanding achievement, innovation, and commitment to student success. We're going to begin with our California Distinguished Schools. When we call each principals, you'll come forward and shake hands with our cabinet members. And our first sort of set of board members and our superintendent, you're going to stand right here in the center. And then once your photo is taken, you can continue down the line to shake hands and proceed over here to my right, okay? All right. California Distinguished Schools is one of the state's highest honors. Being named a California Distinguished School signals that a school is among the top performing schools in the state based on measures, not just test scores. This prestigious award recognizes exceptional teaching, strong student outcomes, and effective programs. And this year, SBCUSD has 4 California Distinguished Schools. They are going to be honored this Friday by the California Department of Education and our State Superintendent of Instruction, Tony Thurmond. Principals, when I call your name, please follow those directions, okay? Tonight, we proudly recognize our first school, coming from Cajon High School, alum, Principal Dr. Christopher Jackson. Please come on down. We're going to take the picture now, and then we'll continue shaking hands. All right, congratulations, Dr. Jackson. Next up this evening, we have Middle College, High School, and Principal James Espinoza. Now, if you're here representing Middle College, please stand so we can also give you a round of applause. This kind of recognition does not happen without excellent staff members. Congratulations, Middle College. Congratulations, Middle College. And now we welcome Richardson Prep High Middle School and Principal Shannon Cabanas. I hear we have some Richardson folks in the audience. If you're here, please stand so we can also give you a round of applause. Congratulations, Richardson. Congratulations, Richardson. Last, but certainly not least, we've got Rodriguez Prep Academy Middle School and Principal Kathy Atencio. I hear Richardson Prep is in the house tonight. Audience, please give them a big round of applause. Congratulations. Rodriguez, I'm so sorry. 2 R's. All right. Audience, please give another round of applause for all 4 principals. Congratulations. Oh. Audience, we're just getting started. Today, we're celebrating the first of its kind. We're going to be celebrating Pacific High School for earning the California Exemplary Dual Enrollment Award. This recognizes Pacific's commitment to expanding college access and preparing students for future success. Please help me welcome Dr. Natalie Raimundo. I hear we have some pirates in the audience tonight. If you're a pirate, please stand. Congratulations. Congratulations, Pacific High School. Finally, we're going to honor Norton Elementary School under the leadership of Principal Elizabeth Cochran Benoit, who could not join us today. Norton has earned the California Green Ribbon Schools Green Achiever Award, recognizing the school's leadership in sustainability, environmental education, and healthy school environments. Norton Elementary teacher Stephanie Robinson, she's coming forward to accept this award on Norton's behalf. And if you're here from Norton Elementary, please stand so we can also recognize you. Congratulations, Norton. Audience, let's give all of these outstanding schools a well-deserved round of applause for representing SBCUSD with excellence. Now I'm going to be turning the podium over to Communications Manager Maria Garcia, who will kick off our Outstanding Community Partner Award presentation.
Thank you, Mary Roan. Next, the Board of Education is proud to recognize a group of community partners whose dedication and generosity continue to make a meaningful impact on our district and our students. Tonight, we honor the area car clubs that have a long-standing relationship with SBCUSD and have supported our district by helping us shine at community events like the recent Martin Luther King Jr. Parade and the Black History Parade. Through their continued commitment to our schools and students, these organizations have shown the power of community connection. At this time, I'd like to invite Nancy Carrillo with Them Fools to please come forward to the podium to give remarks on behalf of all the car clubs that joined us. With her is her husband, Leto Carrillo. As some of you know, Nancy is a coordinator in our amazing preschool program where she helps our youngest learners shine. Nancy, take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, got it. Sorry about that. Thank you. Good evening, and thank you, Board of Education and Superintendent Ariano. On behalf of Them Fools Car Club and the many car clubs standing with us tonight, I am truly honored to accept this Outstanding Community Partner Award. This recognition means a lot, not just to us, but to every member of our car club community who shows up, gives back, and believes in the young people of San Bernardino. Car clubs are more than beautiful, shiny, classic cars. They're about family, mentorship, and community pride. Our car club community is made up of hardworking individuals who genuinely want to change our community. We're not just talking about it, we want to be part of that change. We care about our youth, and we're committed to making a difference in their lives. We saw an opportunity to help the San Bernardino City Unified School leaders shine during several recent parades, and we jumped into action. We do it because we deeply care about our community and its future. We're all about instilling pride in our students because being from San Bernardino, they have a lot to be proud of. There is so much talent, resilience, and potential here. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. There's so much resilience and potential here, and we want our young people to see that in themselves every single day. To our district, thank you for embracing us as partners. To the students and families, thank you for allowing us to be part of the journey. And to my fellow Car Club members, thank you for your heart, your dedication, and your commitment to lifting up this community. We're proud to stand with you, and we're just getting started.
Thank you, Nancy, and all the car clubs for your continued partnership and for the difference you make in the lives of our students. Audience, let's give them a big SBCUSD round of applause as they come forward for photos. We are presenting the following car clubs with the April Outstanding Community Award, and we ask that you please come forward in the order you are called. Them Fools, Side Effect, Oldie Style, and Benny and Dolly Garcia. Audience, although the following car clubs did not send representatives, they certainly deserve our praise. Bomb Life, Old School Bombs and Bikes, Night Owls, Road Machines, and Tina and Carlos Gomez. And now we are moving to the Outstanding Achievement Awards. This evening, the board is also proud to recognize the students, parents, grandparents, guardians, volunteers, and staff from Dominguez Elementary School, Hunt Elementary School, Del Vallejo Leadership and STEAM Academy, and Arroyo Valley High School. Students are being honored for their academic achievement and perseverance. Parents, grandparents, guardians, and volunteers are being recognized for their meaningful involvement and support. And our certificated and classified employees are being celebrated for their dedication and commitment to student success. All of tonight's honorees will receive a certificate of appreciation from our Board of Education. Student and parent award winners will receive free tickets for their family to attend the San Bernardino Symphony. And our student honorees will also receive a district bumper sticker and yard sign. Audience, these presentations will take about 20 minutes, and I kindly ask that you return to your seats after you receive your award as a courtesy to fellow honorees. When your name is called, please come forward with your immediate family using the ramp where you see the balloons, and you'll be greeted by our cabinet, Superintendent Mauricio Arellano, the Board of Education, and your principal. We're starting with Dominguez Elementary School. At this time, I'd like to invite Principal Manuel Reyes to join us at the front. Let's kick off our Outstanding Achievement Awards on the right foot with a big round of applause for third grader Boo Wee. Boo Boo is an outstanding student in Kristen Thomas Medina's class. He consistently works hard, is eager to learn more, and thoughtfully implements all feedback he receives. He demonstrates excellent behavior in class and is always willing to support his peers in understanding the content they are learning. I see a future teacher. Bui's creativity and dedication truly shine in both math and writing as he showcases his talents. Congratulations, you truly shine. Let's give Boo another round of applause. Now, let's give it up for our outstanding student, Kiana Love, a sixth grader. Kiana is a sixth grader in Veronica Renteria's class. Kiana always participates in class, gives her best effort in everything that she does, and takes feedback thoughtfully, applying it quickly to continue improving. She is consistently kind to her peers and to school staff. She even volunteers her time to help the Dominguez campus stay clean and welcoming. Kiana is truly a role model who helps Dominguez shine each and every day. Thank you, Kiana, for being a great role model for our students. Let's give her a round of applause. And now our first outstanding parent award winner is Zuleika Suarez. Zuleika has made a meaningful difference at Dominguez through her consistent involvement and dedication. She is always willing to participate in school events and actively contributes through her work with the School Site Council and PTO. In addition, she generously volunteers her time to support the school community. At home, she ensures that her daughter keeps up with academics and continuously reinforces the importance of being responsible, respectful, and safe. Zuleika's commitment positively impacts not only her child, but all Dominguez scholars. Thank you, Zuleika, for your support. Now we're going to honor the outstanding staff who make Dominguez the special place that it is. First, let's welcome Office Assistant 1, Health Aide Yvonne de la Cruz. Yvonne's exceptional skills and dedication help Dominguez shine every day. She stays calm and composed under pressure, providing steady, reliable support to scholars, parents, and staff. She's always willing to help and ensures that tasks are completed with accuracy and care. Being knowledgeable in all areas of the office, she is able to provide support wherever needed and treats everyone with respect, professionalism, and kindness. Let's hear it one more time for Yvonne de la Cruz. Our next honoree is Diana Gamez, a teacher on special assignment. Diana works with the multi-tiered system of supports program. She exemplifies the district's operational values by building on human potential. She strengthens her peers' capacity through meaningful collaboration and impactful professional development. She ensures that each scholar is treated with dignity, kindness, and respect while providing targeted support to meet individual student needs. She takes pride in her role and finds joy in the success of scholars and colleagues, consistently demonstrating professionalism and dedication to serving scholars, families, and staff at the highest level. Thank you, Diana. Let's hear it for Diana. Thank you, audience, for honoring the Dominguez Elementary Patriots, and thank you, honorees, for returning to your seats. Audience, let's give it up for the Dominguez crowd. Now, let's welcome our Hunt Elementary School Huskies. Would Principal Teresa Hopkins please join the board and superintendent? We're going to give it up for Leonardo Trujillo, an outstanding student in Linnell Dorsey's 5th grade class. Leonardo consistently demonstrates. Is Leonardo here? Leonardo consistently demonstrates outstanding academic achievement while maintaining a strong commitment to learning. He shows responsibility, respect, and leadership, making him a positive role model for his peers. Leonardo's dedication to both academics and citizenship truly reflect excellence in all areas. Great job, Leonardo. You deserve this award. Now we're going to welcome Hunt's Outstanding Parent Award winner, Sharonda Harris. Sharonda has made a meaningful impact at Hunt through her active involvement and commitment to supporting both her child and the entire school community. She participates on the school site council, volunteers at school events, and chaperones field trips, demonstrating her dedication to the success of not only her child, but all students. Her continued support and partnership are truly valued and appreciated. Sharonda, thank you for all you do. Our next honoree is Priscilla Villegas. Priscilla is a teacher on special assignment with the multi-tiered system of supports program. Priscilla exemplifies the district's operating values through her daily work and leadership. She demonstrates collaboration by working closely with staff, leadership, and intervention teams to support student success. Her commitment to equity ensures all students receive targeted, culturally responsive interventions. Through her dedication, she fosters human potential and resilience, ensuring that every student has the support needed to grow and succeed. Thank you, Priscilla. And thank you to all of our Hunt Elementary honorees. Audience, let's give them another round of applause. Now, please join me in welcoming Del Vallejo Leadership and STEAM Academy under the passionate leadership of Principal Jackie Maynor. Now let's give it up for, I'm going to wait. Now let's give it up for Daniel Aguilar Cruz, an outstanding sixth grader from the Coyotes team. Daniel has an incredible work ethic. He demonstrates dedication, perseverance, and a commitment to doing his very best, while also encouraging and supporting those around him with kindness and respect. Daniel leads by example through his positive attitude, strong character, and determination. We are truly proud of the example he sets and all that he has accomplished and will continue to accomplish. We know he is headed for great things. Let's hear it for Daniel Aguilar Cruz. Now, please welcome our next outstanding student, Athena Galvez. Athena is an eighth grader on Team Mustangs and Panthers. Athena embraces challenges as opportunities to grow, consistently demonstrating resilience, integrity, and a deep commitment to her success. She models accountability, respect, and a strong work ethic while maintaining high academic standards and contributing thoughtfully in class. Athena's positive influence on her peers and unwavering perseverance make her an exceptional representative of Del Vallejo and truly deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Athena. Audience, now let's welcome Outstanding Parent Award winner, Maisha Turner. Maisha is a highly engaged parent who consistently supports Del Vallejo in meaningful ways. She is a valued member of the school's African American Parent Advisory Council and plays an active role in planning events that strengthen the school culture. Maisha also made a significant contribution to the parent panel, which was instrumental in Del Vallejo earning the Schools to Watch Award. Thank you, Maisha, for your continued dedication and contributions to Del Vallejo. And now, please put your hands together for an outstanding member of the Del Vallejo Jaguar team, microcomputer specialist Jose Nieves. Jose's technical skills and knowledge span far beyond the basics of his assigned role. His creativity and innovation radiate through all things STEAM. He encourages all students to embrace their diversity, human potential, resilience, and innovation, as evidenced by his work with students in various grade levels and competitions, ranging from the BattleBots to Sea Perch. Thank you, Jose, for your passion for education and all things technology. Please help me welcome our final Del Vallejo honoree, SDC teacher Felicia Singleton. To know Felicia is to know she is everything SBCUSD shines. She embraces all students as if they are her own, especially those in her classes. Her high expectations for learning are apparent every day in every task. Her firm belief that every student can be successful in achieving their academic and behavioral goals is reflected in her students' consistent, against all odds accomplishments. Thank you, Felicia, for shining so bright. And thank you to all of our Del Vallejo Jaguars. Audience, let's give them another round of applause. And finally, let's welcome Arroyo Valley High School, home of the Hawks, and Principal Manuel Gonzalez. We're going to welcome outstanding AVHS senior Alejandro Rojas. Alejandro is a true Hawk. He radiates honor through the respect he shows both staff and peers. He exemplifies achievement through his dedication to academic excellence. He demonstrates willingness by embracing challenges and stepping outside of his comfort zone. And perhaps most importantly, he leads with kindness, consistently supporting and uplifting those around him. He does all this while maintaining an impressive 3.75 GPA. Alejandro, you are truly soaring. It is time now to honor Arroyo Valley's outstanding Secretary 3, Tamara Talbert. Tamara exemplifies the district's operational values. She believes in human potential, supporting staff and students so they can succeed. She promotes equity and safety by ensuring systems are clear, consistent, and supportive for all. Through strong collaboration and unwavering professionalism, she works seamlessly with every department. Her calm problem solving reflects resilience and innovation, while her positivity and commitment demonstrate true pride in serving our diverse school community. Thank you, Tamara. And now for our final honoree of the night, Keith Brocky. Keith teaches sculpture and is also the school's visual and performing arts department chair. Keith helps AVHS shine by supporting his students and department, dedicating countless hours to upgrading the theater lighting and stage and enhancing all VAPA programs. He serves the entire campus by creating event centerpieces and handcrafted staff appreciation awards. His commitment to excellence is reflected in his students, who regularly earn first place honors at local and national competitions. Thank you, Keith Brocky, for elevating every program you touch. Thank you, audience, for honoring the AVHS Hawks, and thank you, honorees, for returning to your seats. Let's give everyone a round of applause. And thank you, members of the board, superintendent, and cabinet. Would you kindly return to your seats on the dais? We send a special thank you to 5th District San Bernardino County Supervisor Joe Baca Jr. and the San Bernardino Symphony Orchestra for supporting this evening's honorees. Student honorees, please remember to pick up your yard sign from my team member in the back, Victoria, before you leave the community room. This concludes this evening's special presentations. At this time, I'll turn the floor over to Board President Myra Ceballos. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give everybody another big round of applause, please. Great, great, great job. Okay, now we're to 9.2, since we brought that up on the agenda. So that's the 9.2 charter renewal for Hardy Brown College Prep. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Alexander, second by Mr. Tillman. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado,
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia,
Aye.
and Mr. Delgado.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
All right, congratulations, Hardy Brown Prep. It has been approved, the motion passed, and we're celebrating with lights up. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, families. Thank you, students. Okay, we're going to now move to 3.0 public comments, 3.1 received public comments. This is the only time the public will have an opportunity to address the board on items not on the agenda and within their subject matter jurisdiction, such as district policies, procedures, programs, services, or fiscal matters. The board must operate under Brown Act, open meeting regulations, which prevents boards from commenting on items not on the agenda to ensure transparency and public participation in government decision-making. The reason is simple. The board wants to make sure that anyone who has an opinion on an item knows via our posted agenda when we will be discussing it as a board. During public comments, the board can ask clarifying questions, but cannot discuss, answer questions, or ask questions on a topic that is not agendized. We certainly are happy that you're here to share your concerns. Please know that we are listening and your input is valued. If a follow-up is required on your comment, a staff member will reach out to you. Please make sure your email or phone number is provided on your comment form so they may contact you. Public comments are limited to 5 minutes per person. 6 or more people who wish to speak on one topic will be provided no more than 30 minutes total. Speakers are cautioned that under California law, no person is immune from liability for making intentionally false or defamatory comments regarding any person simply because these comments are made at a public meeting. So we're going to go ahead and start with our SBTA Union President, Ms. Barbara Pastischek Cox. I have Invisalign this time, so I think I butchered it even more. Welcome.
Well, good evening, President Ceballos, Vice President Aviles Grande, Mr. Arellano, and esteemed members of the board and cabinet. My name is Barbara Pastischek Cox, and I proudly serve as the president for the San Bernardino Teachers Association. And I stand before you tonight not only as an individual, but as the voice of over 3,000 educators who show up each and every day with an unwavering commitment to inspire our students. This month, we pause to celebrate and honor the invaluable work of our school librarians. They are far more than keepers of books. They are guides, innovators, and champions of curiosity. In a world where information is constant, they teach our students how to think critically, how to research, question, and how to discover. We thank them for the hard work they do to inspire our students. April also marks the beginning of Autism Awareness Month. This marks a time when educators intentionally shift the focus from limitations to strengths. In our classrooms, we see creativity, resilience, and unique perspectives that enrich every learning environment. As Temple Grandin said, different, not less. That mindset is what drives our educators to meet every student where they are and to help them thrive. April also marks Holocaust Remembrance, which is a time for reflection, for education, and for ensuring that history is never forgotten. Our educators carry the important responsibility of teaching truth, fostering empathy, and helping students understand the consequences of hatred and indifference. As Eli Wiesel reminded us, to forget the dead would be akin to killing them a second time. We should honor that responsibility with care and purpose. Finally, as you move forward through the process of renaming Middle School 318, we ask that you carefully consider the perspective of the staff. From the outset, their primary concern has been to avoid naming the school after an individual. While people can inspire, they can also be viewed differently across the community. This is a moment that calls for unity, and a name that brings people together rather than divides them would best reflect the goal. Thank you so much. We look forward to doing this important work together, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Lilia Hedden. Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hello, my name is Lilia Hedden, and I am a cadet at the Public Safety Academy in San Bernardino. I am here today to talk about my school's new restroom policy and what that means for my fellow students. We originally had a rule that said, like, the first, last, and 10 minutes of class, we could not leave class to use the restroom. And it was one student out per time. Due to vandalism at my school and other related issues, my principal, Jennifer Stickle, has since made a new rule stating that we can only have restroom breaks whenever she announces it over the loudspeaker. Now, that wasn't an issue until April 13th, when she told high school, my school is high school and middle school, that they will no longer have those breaks and we will have to use passing period. Now, that is not an issue except for the fact that we have no class time to go use the restroom. And I feel that's an issue because it is a right that people have to use the restroom, and I feel that's wrong, especially secluding high school from middle school. My principal has also made remarks like, if you can sleep 8 hours at night without wetting the bed, you can go and hold it through a class period. Or on April 14th, my principal stated that she doesn't care about our emergencies anymore, and she said that she's not gonna answer if a teacher calls her. Now, if we had an emergency during class with the new rules when she told high school, our teachers would have to call her and she would escort us to the restroom. Now, I get that vandalism is a giant and huge problem in my school, but that does not mean that you get to say comments to that, like
to that effect to children and teenagers. You are making them feel bad for doing something that is completely necessary and a part of human life. I am here today not to get anyone in trouble, but to speak my voice because I feel it's important that policies need to be looked over by students, staff, and parents before they are put in place, especially when it's a big issue like this. Now, I feel that she could have handled this in a completely different way, but she chose not to. And I understand the frustrations that she may have had. But that is why I'm here, and thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Tillman?
Excuse me, young lady? I'm over here talking. Just so you know, your school is an independent charter.
Mhm.
They may have a board there, so you want to address that board because they do the policies there. We interact with the school, and we approve the charter, and every 5 years, whenever it comes up,
Yeah.
we approve or disapprove it. But the day-to-day interaction, we don't do a lot with that. For something like this, I agree with you 100%. There are all kind of reasons why a student may have to go to the restroom other than a set time frame. So we will, I'm sure, have some folks reach out to them. But I just want to make sure that you know this board doesn't make the policy for your school. Your school has its own board.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and there was no meetings except for this one. This one came first.
Okay.
And we are ending school soon, so I figured I might as well come here. And I also started a student board within my school.
Well, and I want to tell you, thank you for coming. Very articulate and did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Hopwood is in the back. She will be able to either guide you or provide you any additional information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Mr. Steve Figueroa. Welcome.
Hi, Steve Figueroa, education advocate and president of the Inland Empire Latino Coalition. I believe I'm standing to correct you, Danny. You oversee that board because you approve them once in a while. All right, so you need the young lady file a uniform complaint because they're violating 504 IDEA, ADEA, and public health and safety laws. And somebody from this school district needs to say, hey, you know what, we're not going to get sued because of you. And that leads me into, I didn't see it on there, but I heard the lady speak about the Cesar Chavez School, now known as 318. It's ironic that I represent a little girl that was raped there repeatedly 4 times, and she's attempted suicide 5 times. And this district fights her. She was the only female student put up for suspension pending expulsion for being raped. It's as simple as that. It's disgusting. And yet, you're in litigation with this. This is no litigation issue. Settle with her. She cries every night. She calls me. She complains. How could you challenge such a thing? And it's ironic. I remember when they named Cesar Chavez, everybody lines up, and I want to be part of that and all that. You know, and that's why I'm saying you should name it Gil Navarro School. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Gil would be standing here right next to me. And Gil would be saying, hey, do the right thing. I helped a lot of you get elected. We attended fundraisers. We knocked on doors. We encourage you. We advocated for your children. This reminds me in Riverside when we had to fight for the Martin Luther King High School. And all the people came out and said, we don't want our school named after a black man, a civil rights, a communist. But we fought for it, and we won. And this is why I'm telling you, you need to name it for Gil Navarro. Because some of you may not have liked him, and he called you out. He did it. That's what advocates, that's what civil rights is all about, First Amendment. So call it Gil Navarro to respect the First Amendment, to say, we heard you. Settle this case with this little girl. You have no need to fight her. She has suffered enough. They posted that video all over. It still shows up on the internet. And I have proof that some of your officers got a call from another department to alter the police report. All that's going to come out, and I can provide it to you. You don't say, wait a minute, you have officers that alter a police report on a rape of a little girl? All right? So I'm saying that's why you name it Gil Navarro, because he would be here with me speaking out. He would be here. And some of you would be upset. Oh, no, he said that about me. Oh, no. But that's what the First Amendment's all about. It's about checks and balances. We live in a country right now where there's no checks and balances, and every one of us are suffering for it. There's not one person. We're all afraid, should we say it, my name on the list? Man, I feel like we're on the blacklist in the 1950s. We got a Stanlin in the office. Don't be part of that problem. Be part of the solution and say we're naming it Gil Navarro Middle School for that reason, because he spoke out. And we want to protect little girls. And we want to protect others. And we want to stand up when others are afraid to speak up. That's why you do it, because that's what your school district should embody. That's what it's all about. I met Gil Navarro 35 plus years ago. His kids and my kids used to spend the night at each other's homes. We started MAPA, the Mexican American Political Association. We were hunted down by the FBI and everyone else for registering voters to vote. That's why you need to name him Gil Navarro. There were no African Americans or Latinos elected to office outside of Joe Baca, Senator Ayala, and Nel Soto. We worked on her campaign. Look at it today. We pushed for this. We fought for this, for you to be up there. That's why you need to name it Gil Navarro. He's a local person who made a difference, and some of the people may not be happy with it, but he would do it for them as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Mr. Eric Portillo.
Hi, I'm here to speak on behalf of Salinas Elementary.
I'm sorry.
We've been here before for our art program. Today we're going to be pushing, requesting the board in order to ask for help to promote our art programs coming up. I'm going to let Mr. Bashir take over. He's our director on this. Thank you.
Hello. William Bashir's Salinas Elementary and our families. We have come to share an extraordinary accomplishment and to provide an invite to everyone here. For our current, former, and actually our next year 5th grade students in a couple of art shows that we're having. The only way I can really explain it is with a story, because it's conceptual art. It's very conceptual. There's an art piece currently in production called Chemo Curls. If you've ever known anyone that has survived chemotherapy, a unique phenomenon can occur where the treatment causes straight hair to become curly. For one of our artists, Valerie, her current art piece, Chemo Curls, uses conceptual art to explore the lingering effects of cancer on both the survivor and the people that love them. Valerie's 4-year-old cousin, Damien, has survived childhood cancer. He is a happy, loved child and now has curly locks where he usually used to have straight hair. However, the lingering effects of cancer have left a toll of fragility that prevents him from participating in the rough and tumble play that boys do. He's too young to understand the miracle that has happened, and he's also too young to understand why he can't play with the others. Valerie does understand this as a 9-year-old kid. And her conceptual art piece, which is asking Damien and her father, or Damien's mother, to straighten his hair in an upcoming art show, is an example of conceptual art. his mom, who has seen him struggle through cancer and also ring that cancer bell, is now going to attempt to straighten his hair, but it won't straighten. This is conceptual art. If you have that feeling inside of you right now, if you're thinking about what it means, this is exactly what conceptual art is. Conceptual art is not any particular type of visual art. It's very unique. It could be painting, it could be dance, it could be any one of the other forms of art. But it's really the art of the mind. And as we've found out, I've been working with Professor Mango, you've met her before. It's also the art that is therapy. And I argue conceptual art is its own unique language that allows adults to see what's happening to our kids in a very unique way. In the educational context, conceptual art is where GATE meets SEL. If you want to know who Valerie is, Valerie, please stand up. In June, 2 weeks after school's over, we're going to have our second art show of the year. It is usually called the Smart Show, but we're calling this one Sacred Spaces. The Catholic Cathedral is hosting us. The goal is to use conceptual art to bring the entire community together. We're bringing professors, artists, curators, people of different religious faiths, Quaker community, the Catholic community, the Sikh community, the Buddhist community to come and discuss art. We hope you can join us. We're also using that show to put up art for the last 5 years because a few months ago, the Cheech Museum has agreed to host the Smart Show for 2027. The Cheech Museum is going to host us for 6 months on their 5-year anniversary, which is also the 5-year anniversary of the Smart Show. And an expected 50,000+ people will be looking at our kids' art. This is a very rare achievement. There are very few conceptual artists in the world. There are almost none that have exhibited in art shows at the age of 9 and 10 years old.
Time.
Thank you.
You can go ahead and finish your statement.
We'll
I
become
had
as a group, yeah.
I had 4 comments
Okay.
Submitted for the 30 minutes. It's 6 or more, but you can go ahead and finish your.
So we ask if you're interested in being part of the discourse in debates and arguing and maybe making a friend with a Buddhist monk or a local art curator, that you come help us. We're going to select these art pieces. We're going to put them in the Cheech. And I think packets, can you deliver the packets, please? The packets will provide the educational philosophy, the flyer, and examples of student work. But just to give you an idea of how rare this is, there are more zebras in the state of California than there are 9 and 10-year-old conceptual artists. This is among the most rare of art forms, and our kids are exceptional. They're here today right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Tillman, was your light on?
You guys can stand up.
Okay, so up next in that group, I have Ms. Valeria.
I think they were donating their time, but if you guys want to speak, you guys can.
Well, I'll take my time just to ask the question. The young lady brought an art piece. I'd like for her to describe what that is.
Which student?
The
one holding the art piece? All right, come on up.
And give us your name and your grade and your school.
I'm Sophia Sanchez. I'm in 5th grade. 10 years old. I go to San Manuel A. Salinas Creative Arts Elementary School, and this is the art piece I did last year. It's about my little brother that passed away. It's Superman because he was like really strong, because he was supposed to die like earlier, but he survived 4 more days than he was supposed to die. so we call him Superman because he's really strong. And behind, there's a dress which he wore before he passed away, before he was cremated, and it's Superman, and it's smeared because I have like a fear of like forgetting him and stuff.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
That is beautiful, young lady. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Ms. Grande?
Yes, I'd like to give you some information. I just, a few days ago at Tomas Morales's retirement event, I met a young man fresh out of college who's trying to make his mark in the art world, not the way you would think. He has just been named the executive director for the Arts Connection, and he's looking to do some work along this line. He's the, I'm going to give you his contact number. You can tell him I spoke to you. And he centers out of the Garcia Center for the Arts here in town.
Yes, I'm sorry to cut you off. Our first art show is at the Garcia Center.
Excellent. So you have his number?
I'm sure I could get it from Eric.
I have it right here. I can give it to you.
You want to put it on the internet?
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to spread. Okay, fine. All right, so he's very excited about helping our community, and I would like to see a bigger partnership with that. You would really get some, he works for the county.
Can you give me his name?
His name is Alejandro Gutierrez Chavez, Executive Director for the Arts Connection.
Alejandro Gutierrez Chavez?
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the next person I had was Sophia, but we're not speaking.
I mean, I could call up anybody who wants to speak. Everybody want to speak? You want to speak? Come on. This is Valerie. This is, she's creating the artwork that I just described, Chemo Curls. If you have a question for her, I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Hello. My name is Valerie Ruiz. I'm 10 years old, and I go to Maria Salinas Elementary. And I have this is one of my pieces. The Chemo Curls is one of my pieces, and I have another one. It's called The Final Bell, and it's basically representing my baby cousin that is a survivor from cancer, and he has rung the bell specifically last year, November 4th. He rang the bell, and I wanted to do an art piece about it because I wanted to like tell people how it is like to see him like struggle. It's really hard to see him struggle.
Take a step back. As you can tell, this is a whole different level of communication with our students. I feel like I know my students well. I've been teaching since the beginning of time. But it shows how little we know that's going on. We have these blind spots. I'm not saying we don't work hard. I'm not saying we don't try our best to do everything. But we also have to have the humility of knowing that we don't see everything. And we have just by dumb luck discovered that conceptual art is a way of accessing that. And that kids, although we think they're speaking English, actually have their own language. And if we can understand the language they're speaking, like approach the situation almost like an anthropologist, we can bridge that language and then make a deeper connection with our students. I mean, how brave is it for Valerie to not only create an art piece, but having to bring her mom, having to bring her auntie and her little cousin in and get auntie to actually perform the art piece. There's just layers and layers of this.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you so much.
Is that it? Thank you. We're good.
Ms. Rosales Medina?
Oh, sorry.
I know we're trying to just get clarifying questions as well, and so was there an ask? I didn't know if there was an ask.
Yeah, if you feel so inclined, please come to the art show. If you would like to sit on a committee that helps us select pieces for the cheat show, we'd be more than happy.
Okay, great.
That's it.
All right, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, up next we have a group, and I will ask all of you to come up now. And that is for Joe Navarro, Carolina Verduzco, Connie Jones, Gloria Renteria, Denise Hernandez. Actually, I think this was from the previous one. Teresa Parras, Craig, and Luz Garcia. If you all want to come up now, since you guys are all making a public comment on the same topic, you get a total of 30 minutes. How you want to distribute that is up to you. Welcome.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Luz Garcia, and I am here today as a former student, alongside parents, students, and community members, to present a collective request that the former Cesar Chavez Middle School be renamed in honor of Gil Navarro. Gil Navarro dedicated his life to supporting students, especially those from underrepresented communities, included special education students and minority populations who were navigating an educational system that was not always designed for them. Through his advocacy, mentorship, and direct support, he helped not just dozens, but hundreds of students graduate. His impact did not end there. He continued guiding many of those students into college and beyond. He was a community activist who consistently prioritized the well-being of students and families. He created opportunities for young people, including student workers, many from marginalized backgrounds, by giving them paid positions and showing them that their time, effort, and contributions had value. While some may point to concerns about fees he charged to families, it is important to understand that those resources supported the students he employed and mentored. His support was rooted in reinvesting into the community he served. Although he did not have formal academic credentials, Gil Navarro had a deep understanding of the California Education Code, and he used that knowledge to advocate for students and to hold institutions accountable. His approach was sometimes seen as controversial, but meaningful leadership often requires challenging systems and pushing to change. Today, we stand as individuals whose lives were directly impacted by his work. We are here as a community because his impact was real, lasting, and transformative. In addition to this collective request, I would like to offer my personal experience as a former student whose life was directly impacted by Gil. When Gil found me, I was working at McDonald's. I had recently moved to the US. My English was broken and limited. My mother was living in Mexico, so no one in my family had graduated from high school, let alone college. I didn't know how to navigate the educational system, and I did not yet see a clear path for myself. He asked me a simple question: what are your aspirations? I told him I wanted to help people. He told me he could help me, and he did. He supported me in my education and invited me to be part of what he called his dream team. He gave me a job, paying me way above minimum wage, but more importantly, he invested in me. He taught me English. He taught me how to navigate the system. He consistently looked out for my well-being. Because of Gil, I graduated from San Bernardino Valley College. I went to UC Riverside. I graduated from UC Riverside. I ran for public office twice. And although I didn't win, he gave me the courage to speak up and advocate for myself and for others. Today, I'm a business owner, and I am pursuing my master's in education. I also work with nonprofit organizations and support women by empowering them within our community. Without his support, my life could have taken a different path. I might have simply become another statistic. Instead, because someone believed in me, I was able to build a future. My story is not unique. There are many of us, students he supported, guided, and believed in, especially those of us who came from backgrounds where the system was not built for us. Gil did more than help students succeed academically. He helped us understand our worth, find our voice, and create change in our communities. For that reason, and on behalf of many students, parents, and community members who stand in support of this effort, I respectfully urge you to consider renaming this school in his honor. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carolina Verduzco. I'm also here because I want to propose renaming school number 318 in honor of Gil Navarro. I met Gil Navarro 30 years ago when I was 17. He quickly became a mentor for me and greatly impacted my life. Years later, as a mom, he also advocated for my son. Because of Gil, my son, they did a whole evaluation on him and discovered that he had a very specific learning disability. My son was one of the many students that school districts or some teachers want to sweep under the rug. And sometimes because they don't give them the support that they need, it really affects the outcome of their entire future. And so right off the bat, you have a bad start because you're not going to graduate from high school. It's not going to lead to anything good in your life. And so with the help of Gil, my son was evaluated. He was diagnosed with this disability. He was able to get the support that he needed. And my son graduated high school on time. He went through a welding program. He's now in a trade. And he ran for the school board for Colton Unified. And it really goes to show that when someone believes in a student, really in anyone, that no one else believes in, that they can impact their life, the rest of their life, for the better. And for the people that say that Gil was controversial and the people that are upset with the way that he handled some things, there's no other way to represent students when the people that are in place to help the students are not helping them. They're actually working against the students. During this process with my son, I also helped Gil to translate for a lot of other families during the IEP meetings. And I realized how frustrating it was for someone who has a language barrier to navigate the system. You know, a system that refused to give services to students and refused to bring the help. So I don't believe in not talking about controversial things in the name of unity. I think that we need to talk about the things that are not working so that we can fix them and that we can better serve students in our community because they are the future of our community. So I think that, you know, for the young student board members here, if you don't know too much about Gil, this is one of the first times you're hearing about Gil, I would encourage you to do some research on Gil and see what were some of the things that he did in our community. Because some of the people that are sitting up there with you were also encouraged to run for these seats because of Gil, you know, and in many other school boards and many other offices, Gil was instrumental in that. And I think that naming a school in honor of Gil will serve as a reminder to people that we can do better. Okay, thank you.
You're the first person I'm looking at. Hi, good evening, Teresa Parra Craig. And I do want to say hi to a few of you, Felicia and Abigail. I think you were coming in when I was gone. And of course, there's Danny Tillman. Mauricio, you were around in Thompson School when I was just that little PTA president. And Myra, I've never met you, but Gil used to speak a lot about you and wanted me to meet you. And of course, Mary Ellen, our past. You two, I'm sorry, I don't know. I do want to tell you that as I was sitting here, I remembered that it's been 35 years since I stood at this dais for the first time. And I hope you don't nix off Gil for this, but he was the one who told me to run for office. And I realize that it's now been almost 20 years that I've been out of office. And Danny, you're still here, darn it. But what I really wanted to share with you is that, yes, you know, I think I'll look at it in a perspective as a past school board member. I don't care what any of you say, everything's about politics. Everything from naming schools, construction managers, bonds, principals, it's all about politics. And those of you who say it's not, you're fooling yourself. But what I really want to point out is that Gil really wasn't that. Gil was a man that would, and I'm just gonna, sorry Joe, I'm just gonna put it out there. First time I met Gil, he had a hole in his slacks, and I'm thinking, who is this guy? You know, and he just was raw, and he just was real. So many times we would talk, and he would say, I would say, well, I want you to meet this person. I want you to meet that person. He would say, this is before the controversy of getting paid. He would say, just tell them to give me a cup of coffee and a meal, and I'll help them. Later on through the years, of course, you all know you can't survive doing anything without getting anything paid. And I'll remind you of this, Danny, because you've heard this before. I remembered Linda Savage always saying, I just don't have any respect for him because he gets paid. Well, all of you get paid too. We all get paid. Every one of us get a stipend, we get something because, I mean, you take your time, you take your money, you drive your car. So it's very respectful, and it's warrant that all of you should be paid. I understand that, and I respect that. So I would like to kind of hypothetically ask you one question. Out of all the things you do that are of politics and business, what is the one thing that none of you have ever gotten involved with? What is the one thing that none of you have really ever had control in this district for? It's graduation. Every one of those kids graduated on their own merit. They graduated for what they did, for the classes they attended. They graduated on their very own. I know then, and I hope not now, none of us got involved with saying, you're going to have to graduate that kid. Those kids did it all by themselves. And in that return, I'd like to say, Gil, he's not a superstar. He's not somebody out, you know, in the world who's done a lot that have really never done anything for San Bernardino City Unified. He never got paid as an employee. He wasn't the principal of the year. He just ran on his own merit, and he died on his own merit. And that really was him. And I know he's not, I can guarantee you, he's not going to get to show up with 30, 40 coalition people here. He's not going to be the highest on the list. And I know he pissed off everybody, me too. But he always tried to do the right thing. So as you guys get into this and into this committee and everything that you guys do, I just really hope that, Danny, when I see you at Costco 5 years from now, like I did 5 years ago, that you can say, yeah, you know what? We all thought about it, and we kind of thought maybe this guy should get this one. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Navarro, before you start, I just want to make a correction. I have 4 public comment submissions, so you are the last one to speak.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and staff, and student board members. My name is Joe Navarro. I'm a business owner here in San Bernardino and was a longtime resident before I moved out and got married and had 2 beautiful kids over here. I'm here to speak about the renaming of the Cesar Chavez Middle School. Education advocacy is crucial for ensuring equitable access to quality learning, protecting students' rights, and securing necessary resources for all children, regardless of background. It influences policy to improve schools, environments, supports individualized learning for students with special needs, and it closes achievement gaps. Advocacy ensures schools comply with laws like Individuals with Disabilities Act, a section of 504 Rehabilitation Act, securing individualized education programs, and the 504 plans for students with disabilities. Advocacy provides parents and students with the knowledge and tools to navigate complex school systems and advocates for their own educational needs. The advocacy for education that Gil Navarro had was astounding. He was all this I listed and more. His vast knowledge about school education, educational practices, educational tactics, educational codes, off the top of his head was mind-boggling. He probably knew more about the educational codes than those who writ the educational codes. His love for education knew no boundaries, even serving on the school board and giving his life to ensure that all students had the help and the help that they deserved. The hurdles, the hills, the mountains that Gil Navarro would climb and move to help students and families, even teachers, had no limits. Even when he had everyone against him, the odds against him, there was no limits. Gil Navarro was one of the most generous people when it came to donating his time to helping this community with educational needs. You've heard what he's done for the K through 12 schools in this district and districts throughout Santa California. But he didn't stop there. Higher education was not only something you heard from him consistently, he preached it to every ear that would listen, and especially to those who did not want to listen. The countless amounts of schools and students he would help with the daunting task of college enrollment, applying for financial aid, and obtaining financial aid. Gil was not well off. He didn't have abundance of money. He didn't buy fancy new clothes or drive fancy cars. But what money he did, he helped pay for books. He helped pay for bus passes, parking passes, even for food once in a while so they could grab a bite to eat because they were studying extra on campus. I wish I was able to bring every letter and thank you card that he received over his decades of educational advocacy journey. The astonishing amount of students and parents that thanked him for changing their path from surviving to thriving and avoiding things like jail time, drug use, and possible death, to a journey of higher education that these families could only dream of. I literally had like 5 other pages written with his immense contributions on education and on this community, on this world. I don't have the time, and I'm not going to make you guys stay here longer than you have to. You guys are already doing a great job. But advocacy comes in many forms, ranging to friendly, to gentle persuasion, to aggressive persuasion, and sometimes in-your-face confrontation. Gil Navarro had all of these in his repertoire. That last one, maybe more than people liked. But what was at the base of all this was the welfare for students and for their education. That's what he believed in. That's what he cared about. That's what he lived his life for. No excuses was his motto. Kids with disabilities are hard for teachers to deal with. No excuses. Get them the help that they need. Having to spend extra funding helping these IEPs and extra time for tutoring, no excuses. Get them the help they need. Following policies and procedures is not always possible. It's hard. No excuses. School districts need to comply. I knew Gil Navarro as dad, but he was more than that for me and for this community. He was a role model. He was a mentor. He was a hero. He was a voice for the voiceless. Naming a building doesn't have to revolve around being famous, being a historical figure, how much money you donated to campaigns, or how much money that you helped put into the community. It's for an individual who has overwhelmingly changed his community for the better. That is Gil Navarro to the T. I would implore for me, my family, the community, and everybody that was here today to support him to reach a decision to rename the Cesar Chavez Middle School to Gilbert Navarro Middle School. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that's going to be all of us for tonight. So thank you guys.
Thank you. And I just want to say, I was one of those, Gil Navarro was my mentor. And thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mara. You're always one of his favorites. And it's amazing to see what you've come to do here. So we appreciate you. Thank you.
Ms. Medina?
Yes, and for those that are seeing also as well in the audience and those that are watching on YouTube, this is also a great opportunity for them to hear the great work that Gil has provided our school district, our students, and definitely he's one that definitely supported me when I first ran and then continued afterwards. So yeah, definitely a great opportunity for others to also hear the great work that he has been doing, had done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, I apologize, Ms. Connie Jones. I had you included in that group, but you have a separate form. So welcome.
Good evening, all colleagues, friends, people I've worked with, people I like, and most of the rest of you. Just kidding. I'm Connie Jones. I'm a program specialist at former Chavez Middle School, and these are some of my colleagues. And we are here to respectfully request that the school not be named after a person. Humans are flawed, and when those flaws come to light, sometimes it diminishes the good work they did. And we didn't just lose a name, we lost identity, we lost history. And so we are requesting that we consider naming it like the schools around us of our region, our streets, where we've been. We could be Magnolia Middle School. We could be Vertimont Heights Middle School. And this is not against anybody or anything. We just would like to be considered in the decision and let you know that we really don't believe that we want to be named after a person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I did have two more comments listed as 11 and 12, but they were part of the Cheech Museum Art Show. Denise Hernandez. Okay, and then Gloria Renteria. Okay, I believe that they were part of the earlier group. And then Miss Elizabeth Romero. She went to the restroom. Okay. We will give her a minute. Ms. Romero. Welcome.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos, miembros del board, estudiantes, superintendente, Abigail, everybody, allí también, todos, al público, muy buenas tardes. Pues nada más vengo
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Romero. Good evening to the members of the board, superintendent, members of the audience.
Sí, pues yo nada más vengo a invitarlos porque vamos a tener nuestro DILAC el 1 de mayo. Pero saben que para mí, el tiempo de una persona es un regalo muy bonito. Entonces, ese día los padres van a recibir sus certificados. Entonces, el que pueda, yo entiendo que todos están muy ocupados, pero el que pueda sería algo muy bonito para nosotros.
Okay, I'm here to extend my invitation to our DLAC session that will happen on May 1st. I know for me, time is a precious gift, so if you are available and you can attend, you are invited.
Sí, pues nada más recordarles porque los padres no saben que estoy aquí, pero yo nada más quiero darles también esa sorpresa que pueda cualquiera de ustedes. Yo sé que Miss Applegate siempre nos apoya y han estado ocupados, pero sí queremos que sea un poquito más importante para ellos.
So that day we will recognize our parents. If you can be here, it will be really good. I know Ms. Applegate always support us during those meetings, and you're very welcome to attend. Just here to let you know of that event.
Y también la doctora Rodríguez siempre está presente, pero sí me gustaría ver alguien más de ustedes, porque la verdad, yo para mí los padres somos muy importantes.
Also, Dr. Rodriguez is always present during those meetings. For me, our parents are essential. They are always important. And I would like to see any of you on that meeting.
El señor Mauricio también, gracias, porque él siempre muy humildemente nos está acompañando cuando puede. Le agradezco también.
And I'd like to thank Mr. Mauricio because he's always there whenever he can and he's available.
Y
Thank you.
también pues nada más recordarles que tenemos las reuniones en virtual. Si no pueden presencia, pues tenemos en virtual.
I'd like to also remind you that if you cannot attend in person, we have our virtual setting where you can attend using your phones or computer.
Y pues también las grabamos. Y eso más que nada también lo estamos haciendo por los padres que están trabajando, porque queremos que estén también informados.
I'd like to remind you that we also record these meetings. We do this for the parents because we want them to be always informed.
Aparte que hemos tenido mucho éxito, que los padres hasta me da mucha emoción porque han llegado como llorando con nosotros, diciendo gracias, que tuvieron la importancia de tener sign language para nosotros.
Besides, we've been very successful. There's been some parents giving testimony and cried with us because we now offer sign language.
Y pues también tenemos la traducción de vietnamés.
We also have Vietnamese translation, interpretation, my apologies,
Bueno, y inglés y español.
and of course English and Spanish,
Y pues los que vienen al futuro.
and more to come in the future.
Sí, y pues muchas gracias, nada más esa era mi invitación, muy humildemente aquí estoy para servir a la comunidad y pues thank you so much, porque si no se me va a acabar mi inglés.
Thank you again. I just wanted to extend the invitation. I'm humbly here to do that, and that's enough because then my English will.
Yeah, thank you so much
Get to
because
the
I have more English, but but I don't wanna. I wanna save it for the events coming. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Medina, Rosales Medina.
Gracias, thank you, muchas gracias. I wanted to just clarify, what time, de qué hora a qué hora, what time?
Oh, sí, es de 9:30 a 11:45.
It's from 9:30 to 11:45.
Y en este evento, me va a dar mucha alegría porque van a venir unos niñitos de la escuela Belvedere y van a bailar. Bueno, creo que van a cantar vietnamés, algo así.
Y aquí va a estar, ¿no? It's going to be here.
Sí.
Yes. And then you also, I want to try to see how can we get the Zoom link for those of us that can't, but we'll be able to at least join through Zoom or through the virtual way that you have it.
Mhm.
So this event will bring me a lot of joy. There will be a group of students from Belvedere that I think they will be singing in Vietnamese.
Ujú. Y pues nos da siempre mucha alegría ver a todos los padres, a todos. Hemos avanzado mucho. Hay muchos conectados en Zoom, en presencia. Les gusta mucho esta reunión y pues quiero que los conozcan a ustedes, porque la verdad muchos de ellos no los conocen a ustedes, a los estudiantes que están en la mesa. Si pudieran también darles permiso, pues que los conozcan, que pueden sus hijos también algún día estar allí.
So it will bring us much joy to have you present during this meeting. We want the people that attend our meeting to meet all of you in person. And of course, if the student board members are available, we would like to have them there as well. So the invitation is extended to all of you.
Sí. Pues es todo que tengo que decir y pues muchas gracias y especialmente les quiero dar públicamente a los padres las gracias por confiar en mí.
So that is all I have to say. I want to extend my public and sincere thanks to the parents for allowing me to be here.
Thank you. Ms. Aviles Grande.
Well, thank you very much for coming. It's been a while since we've chatted, so I look forward to seeing you. I'll make time that day. I will be here. Yes. Thank you so much.
Sí. No, pues es un placer siempre trabajar con amor en la comunidad, es siempre mi pasión. Entonces, y pues también quiero decir un poquito del señor Gil Navarro. Yo lo conocí también cuando estaba en una organización y pues para mí fue una bella persona. Entonces, pues si un familiar nos duele, imagínense cuando estás interactuando con gente que en los días, o meetings o todo estamos ahí juntos, pero la verdad, cuando ya no están ahí, dices, ¿por qué no aproveché el tiempo más? Entonces, pues ya vi que también aquí de DILAC se nos fueron 2 compañeras y que fue esta Erika Delgado y Liliana Cisneros. Entonces, todo eso a veces nos pone a reflexionar, que tenemos que ser más empáticos y más con amor. Yo siento que vernos como hermanos de verdad y nadie es más, nadie es menos.
So it's always my pleasure to work for the community. That is my passion. On the other side, I would like to talk a little bit about Mr. Navarro. I met him. He was a beautiful person. When we lose family members, we always really feel this deeply. I can imagine how the family feels about this. We always think about them when they're not here anymore. We reflect about, why I didn't take the time to approach this person and be there present more. In our DILAC, we lost 2 members, participant of DILAC, Erika Delgado and Liliana Solorzano. My apologies, Liliana Cisneros.
Y pues nada más amarnos, querernos, aprovecharnos cada día.
And we need to remember to love each other and appreciate us every day.
Y aprecio todo su tiempo que a veces nos dedican. Gracias por todo.
Thank you for all the time that you all dedicate us. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Sí, a ustedes. Gracias.
Thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Muchas gracias por la invitación. Thanks for the invitation. Next we have, closed session. 4.0 closed session, 4.1 closed session public comments. Karen, do we have any?
No, we do not.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and adjourn to closed session now. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to get started. We do have a quorum. So thank you so much for your patience. Uh, 5.0 action reported from closed session. 5.1 expulsion of students. Can I have a motion, please? Can I get a motion? Second. Thank you. Moved by Mr. Santos, second by Mrs. Alexander. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia?
Aye.
And Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Thank you. 5.2, actually be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts the recommendation of findings of the hearing panel based on a review of the panel's findings of facts and recommendations, and orders the expulsion of the student with ID numbers as listed in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 5.2, student recommended for expulsion, exclude mandatory offenses, but remanded to youth court for other means of correction. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Mr. Santos. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia?
Aye.
And Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Tillman?
I don't want to hit back.
Motion carried.
Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts the recommendation and findings of facts of positive youth development and orders the suspension or expulsion of the students with ID numbers as listed in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 5.3, lift readmit of expulsion of students. Can I get a motion?
Move.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Santos, second by Mrs. Alexander. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia? And Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Board of Education authorizes the readmission of the following students with ID numbers as listed to schools of the San Bernardino City Unified School District in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 5.4, petition to expunge, rescind, sealing of records, or modify youth court or expulsion.
Moved.
Can I get a second? Thank you. Mr. Tillman motioned. Dr. White, second. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Ms. Hernandez Garcia?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Board of Education authorizes the expulsion and or youth court modification, expungement, or rescinding of the following students with ID numbers as listed to schools of the San Bernardino City Unified School District in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 5.5, approval of the Visual and Performing Arts VAPA TK-12 Director. Can I have a motion? Can I get a second? Moved by Mr. Santos, second by Mrs. Alexander. Vote, please.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves VAPA TK-12 Director, Scott Nelson. Do we have a, no? Yeah, Dr. Doizan.
No, he's not present this evening, but I will definitely share the board's sentiments with him.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations to him. 5.6, other closed session action. There is none at this time. 6.0, student board members. 6.1, reports and comments. Mr. Hurtado.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aiden Hurtado, and I am a student board member representing Sierra and San Andreas. Before I begin, I'd really like to thank the wonderful teachers from Cajon High School that accompanied me and the speech and debate team to the state tournament this past weekend. It was a great experience, and it wouldn't have went as smoothly without you guys. So big thank you to Mr. Winner, Ms. Loomer, and Miss Ibarra. First, I'd like to highlight a recent event at San Andreas High School. On March 20th, San Andreas hosted its annual health fair, bringing together healthcare agencies, community organizations, and school programs to support students and family well-being. During the event, students had the opportunity to engage directly with organizations that provide services related to wellness, nutrition, and community health. Rather than just hearing about these resources, students were able to interact with them, ask questions, participate in activities, and gain a clear understanding of what support is available to them. The event also created a space where health education felt more accessible and engaging. Through interactive booths and activities, students were able to learn about healthy habits in a way that was both practical and relevant to their daily lives. Along with this, the health fair strengthened their connection between schools, families, and community partners. Families who attended were able to connect directly with organizations that serve our community, helping bridge the gap between resources and the students who need them. From a student perspective, the impact of the event was clear. It made important information more accessible. It encouraged students to think about their well-being, and it showed how schools can serve as a direct link to real-world support systems. I'd also like to highlight an outstanding achievement from Cajon High School speech and debate team. This past weekend, students competed at the state tournament held at James Logan High School in San Francisco, representing both their school and our district at a very competitive level. Cajon students delivered an exceptional performance, breaking the school's record by bringing 12 state qualifiers this year. This achievement reflects not only the individual talent of our students, but also the dedication, preparation, and consistency required to compete at this level. Speech and debate requires students to develop skills in research, public speaking, and critical thinking. Students spend months preparing, writing speeches, analyzing topics, and practicing for competition. Reaching the state level is already a significant achievement, and setting a new school record demonstrates the strength the program has and the growth that it's continuously having. At Sierra High School had their safe and sober prom event where students from the Sunshine Crew organized and ran educational booths about substance use and harm reduction and coping mechanisms. Their specialized group of peer mentors from the Sunshine Crew were able to officially start reaching out to students. They have been getting great feedback from students who have reached services from the peer mentors so far. The peer mentors were specifically trained by Dr. Boussaint in the Teach It Plain and Simple that addresses anxiety, depression, problem solving, and communication skills. This practice-based cognitive behavioral interventions skills that these students are learning are extremely valuable to their careers as a whole. Across San Andreas High School, Sierra High School, and Cajon High School, students are continuing to grow, take advantage of opportunities, and represent their schools in meaningful ways. These experiences matter because they go beyond traditional academics, whether it's connecting with the community resources, competing at high levels, or continuing progress towards graduation. These opportunities help students build confidence and prepare for the future. I'd like to thank all of you for the opportunity to share these updates, and thank you for your continued support of students across San Bernardino. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hurtado. Ms. Hernandez Garcia.
Good evening. My name is Brisa Hernandez Garcia. I'm a senior at Middle College High School. And I would like to start off my comment by thanking Mr. Enriquez, who is the mock trial as well as the debate coach at Middle College. This past week, my teammate Alicia and I competed at California State Debate Tournament at James Logan High School, which would not have been possible without his support and guidance of our coach. I would also like to extend that thank you to the board and EXL for supporting programs like speech and debate at both Middle College and Cajon High School. So at Middle College, this past week, they had their crossing the finish line celebration to acknowledge the seniors who will be graduating with either their associate degree or their CalGETSE certification. Their college and career fair was also this past week, and then their prom was 2 weeks ago. This last week, Middle College had a pep rally to motivate the juniors before CASP testing, and we were joined by Valley College's mascot, Blue, who showed up to cheer us on. The seniors wrote notes, and the juniors had a day of encouragement to prepare for the coming days. This Friday, MCHS will be hosting its Inspire Brunch, which connects students with people in their work fields. Next week, Middle College's NHS will be hosting its appreciation dinner, and we hope to see some of the board members there. Now for San Gorgonio, math testing is done, so great job to the juniors. Next is the ELA and science CASP testing. For events, they have their spring rally, or their spring play, their rally, and prom. Reminders that attention matters, no phones in class, Saturday school is available, and their yearbooks are limited. Some of their highlights include their college and career fair internships and seniors earning their seal of biliteracy. As well as for seniors, their cap and gowns are now available to purchase. At Arroyo Valley, there are two separate announcements. So first on school, we had a Vice Principal Appreciation Week, which Dr. Gallardo, Dr. Castro, Mr. Hope, and Miss Adamson to thank them for leading with dedication, care, and true Hawk pride. We will be hosting Senior Decision Day on April 30th. Lastly, we will be hosting a Spirit Week to get ready for our upcoming rally full of energy and bring people together. For sports, we usually have Athletes of the Month to celebrate and recognize outstanding student athletes who continue to showcase dedication, hard work, and leadership in their sports. The boys' tennis team has their senior night to showcase their accomplishments throughout their season and to say one last goodbye to all of the seniors. Now the report from SLAC. Yesterday at the SLAC meeting, we premiered a working draft of a video featuring the student board members to begin the process of finding new student board members for those of us who are seniors and will be leaving this year. And I would just like to conclude by thanking the board once again.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez Garcia. Mr. Delgado?
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Damian Delgado, representing Pacific High School. So first off, starting with Pacific High School, it has been recognized for one of the most prestigious and rigorous enrollment programs that has been given an advancement into education for students who wish to get a head start within college, depending on whether or not they want to take associate's degree in art, political science, or whatever field that they wish to pursue. All of this at the cost of zero, something that is super important for students who have, especially who cannot afford high-paying classes within our local college at San Bernardino Valley College. So it's important that we give students that step into education. Next up, at Indian Springs High School, over spring break, they have had the AP teachers hosting an AP boot camp in order to prepare students for the testing season. Then, the Winter Guard placed third place for the competition, competing against schools all across Southern California for showing off the sheer talent that they hold with their high dedication to their art form. The same group had also recently won another competition, placing in second place with their zombie performance showcase. Last but not least, San Bernardino High School reminded students that it is a closed campus that is only approved seniors to leave for lunch. This focus on safety will assure that each student can feel safe on campus, as students do spend about 8 hours, some students even more, on campus each day, 5 days a week, and sometimes even more. These students are important to make sure that they feel safe on campus. Conclusion, once all is said and done, each campus ensures that the students focuses on their needs and within their enrichment for the student experience. Schools are there to provide for children, and that is what is important to those people as well. Thank you, that'll be all.
Mr. Araya?
I just want to thank our student board members. They're always such excellent speakers and provide good information. But I want to remind the board and the members of the community out there, Mr. Delgado talked about the opportunity of our students earning college credits while in high school. And wanted to remind the board and the community that this past year, at the last graduating class, we had 61 students that earned an AA degree alongside of their high school diploma. We actually had 2 or 3 students, if I remember correctly, Ms. Applegate, that earned either 2 AAs or even 3. So, Mr. Delgado, thank you for bringing that up because we're very proud that we're giving our students the opportunity to not only earn their diploma, but potentially even an AA degree. And we hope to make it 120 the next year, then 180. So thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Thank you. 7.0 administrative reports and presentations, 7.1 STEM presentation, and I will go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Applegate.
Thank you very much. Good evening, board, and I think you're in for a treat tonight. I'm extremely proud to bring you this rock star team. I couldn't have picked a better team myself. I think you know that STEAM was a vision of this board about 3 years ago. And at that time, I remember talking with Dr. Clyde and really trying to wrap our minds around how are we going to bring STEAM in a really high quality way for all of our students so that all of our students have access in this huge district. But I can honestly say that Dr. Clyde has far exceeded my expectations, and he's done some fantastic things, as you'll see, with his team. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and let him get started so he can talk to you about all the wonderful things that our students are involved in. Dr. Clyde.
Thank you, Ms. Applegate. Good evening, Board President Ceballos, board members, Superintendent Ariano, and Cabinet. I'm very excited to update you on the progress we have made with STEAM here in SBC USD. The progress would not be possible, though, that you're going to see tonight without the wonderful, awesome team I have here behind me. So the real magic is them, and I'm just proud to be able to lead this work moving forward. At your table, you'll see that you have a gift from some of our scholars in the district that made this for you. And so you have some little STEAM gifts there from the scholars of Muscoy Elementary within their STEAM lab. So those are just some little trinkets there for you to put at your workstations. And you can see there's a little image of them as well, so you can see exactly who it came from. So tonight I will be providing you an update of STEAM in SBC USD. I'm going to review the STEAM vision and our progress towards that vision, provide an overview of our various STEAM programs, and share our extended learning opportunities and community engagement efforts. First, I would like to thank you, Board, for your innovative vision in advancing STEAM here in San Bernardino City Unified. Here in SBC USD, we believe that every student, as Ms. Applegate said, should be prepared for the future through rigorous STEAM learning experiences, and our vision clearly articulates that. But to give you a little bit more of a clarity of what this looks like, I would like to start off by showing you what STEAM is here in this district with an upcoming video that gives a good snapshot of what STEAM looks like here in San Bernardino City Unified.
In San Bernardino City Unified Elementary Schools, STEAM comes to life with the help of our robot mascot, Bite. Meet Bite. Bite is always exploring the world around him, looking for patterns, asking questions about how and why things work, and imagining solutions to the problems he discovers. And when he gets stuck, he turns to our scholars for help. Together, they imagine, build, and bring their ideas to life using the engineering design process. That's where the learning begins. Our comprehensive STEAM curriculum, developed by the STEAM department with input from our teachers, is aligned to the next generation science, computer science, English language development, and digital media art standards. But this is more than a curriculum, it's learning with a purpose. In classrooms across the district, students take on challenges inspired by Bite's discoveries. They think like engineers, create like innovators, and develop solutions using tools like robotics, 3D printers, virtual reality headsets, and digital design platforms. C-STEM is one way STEAM learning extends beyond the STEAM lab. With 72 trained teachers bringing it into the classrooms across the district, in these classrooms, students experience math in a whole new way. Through coding and robotics, abstract concepts come to life. Students program robots to move, turn, and respond, connecting their code to mathematical ideas like angles, distance, patterns, and measurement. As the robots move, students test their thinking, make adjustments, and begin to recognize patterns, applying math in real time. And something powerful happens. Students aren't just learning math, they're applying it. They debug, refine, and improve their code, often applying complex mathematical concepts without even realizing it. through robotics and coding, math becomes tangible and connected to the real world.
Hi, I'm Anthony Perez Hernandez. I am a sophomore at Cajon High School and I attended Curtis Middle School STEM pathway. Some of the best memories I have experienced in the middle school STEM pathway was going to Stanford with the STEM department. For a summer program, we explored industry, learned about how to use AI to solve real-world problems, and met people around the world. In middle school STEM, I also did a project where I developed 3D printed scale model of a theme park. I was also able to explore different STEM careers and pathway options. These helped me prepare for the business pathway here at Cajon. In addition to those great opportunities in STEAM, I was able to receive NIMS certification in measurement and safety, as well as attend the Verizon STEAM summer program at Cal State San Bernardino with EXL and the STEAM department. I can honestly say that middle school STEAM has prepared me for both college and career, and I am very grateful that STEAM has provided me with those opportunities.
Middle school STEAM in San Bernardino City Unified uses a comprehensive curriculum that is created by the STEAM department with input from STEAM teachers and is aligned to state standards. These standards include high school level career technical education standards, ISTE standards, next generation science standards, English language arts standards, as well as computer science and visual arts standards. Students in the middle school STEAM courses explore a variety of topics, including the engineering design process, 3D design using CAD software, electrical engineering, robotics, coding, artificial intelligence, graphic design, entrepreneurship, game design, machining, product development, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and much more. Students also explore careers through hands-on immersive experiences and connect their learning to real-world scenarios. Every single STEAM student also is exposed to all of our linked learning pathways in the school district so that they can make informed decisions when choosing their high school pathway. Through our strong partnership with Extended Learning, all middle school students can explore STEAM after school through hands-on learning experiences such as robotics, coding, and design. Students are also invited to participate in robotics competitions in the district and in the county. One such opportunity is through the county's Sustainable League of Combat Robotics, which has students design, 3D print, and wire battle bots. They then battle other students from other schools in intense competitions. Learning opportunities exist outside the classroom as well, whether it be to the Future Green Leader Summit, in which all SBC USD middle schools were invited to attend, the summer STEAM program at Cal State San Bernardino that is put on by the STEAM department in partnership with EXL, or even our district robotics competition. This past summer, the STEAM department was able to take 30 students to New York and Boston for a STEAM experience like no other. Overall, STEAM learning in San Bernardino is occurring at every single middle school, and the program is expanding its core curriculum through cross-curricular learning and interdisciplinary projects.
As you can see, great things are happening here in San Bernardino City Unified when it comes to our students' STEAM experiences. I'll be speaking to many of the things you saw here in the video throughout today's presentation, so just to kind of highlight and lift that a little more. So our TK12 STEAM experience is guided by this continuum you see here. Here, students in SBCUSD develop their future-ready skills. They start in the early years as tinkerers and then progress to explorers, applicators, and technicians. The elementary and middle school experiences are intended to engage students in relevant problem-based learning experiences and connect students to the career options found in our high school pathways. In high school, STEAM very much exists as pathways where students use industry-specific skills and technologies. We collaborate very closely with our colleagues in secondary education and college and career to ensure that appropriate vertical articulation. Next, I'm going to share with you our progress towards this vision. On the left, you'll see some impact we had this academic year, including 24 schools implementing CSTEM, 33 schools implementing the STEAM Lab curriculum, 196 classroom lessons and FOMO experiences. Remember, FOMO is fear of missing out events, 26 STEAM competitions, 83 professional development opportunities, 74 community events, and 44 sponsored field trips. And I'll speak more to these specific points also throughout the presentation. On the right, you will see the progress we have made with the number of schools who have active STEAM labs and programs as well. Since the establishment of the department in February of 2023, there were only 9 schools who had some type of lab or program running at their school site. And this year, we are currently sitting at 35 schools having labs and programs. And next year, we are anticipating to be at 47 schools. So making good progress towards being everywhere for all students by 2030. First, I'm going to be going over kind of the program overview that was kind of shared in the video, and I'll be going over expanded experience as well and our community engagement efforts. So as seen in the video, our programming provides students with rigorous learning experiences within our STEAM Lab model through district-developed curriculum guides. At the elementary level, STEAM Lab curriculum engages students in real-world problems alongside our department mascot, Bite, as you see here in this picture. Some of you may have met Bite in person at various events. So Bite is our mascot that guides students in the elementary level through the curriculum. Through their units of study, students go through a learning cycle of engage, innovate, apply, and reflect. In middle school, students engage with innovative technologies in real-world scenarios through a stations instructional model. The curriculum at our middle school level prepares our students for the various high school pathways and STEAM careers that they will be exposed to in high school. Part of the big work we're really trying to do here at the middle school level is give students more awareness of what's going to be at their high school, and so that they can make those informed decisions of what they would like to do as a pathway within their high school experience. We're also thoughtfully integrating AI throughout our learning experiences by focusing on future-ready skills like critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. And we're helping our students be equipped to thrive in the unknown future. Some of the tools that we use to kind of teach students these skills is using image generation to promote that creativity, machine learning with Microbit and Teachable Machine. And next year, we're going to be implementing the new Lego Education Computer Science and AI curriculum so that students are not just users of AI, but fully understand what AI is, both as a positive and as a negative, right? So they have that better understanding of what this means for them in their future. Computer science is also an important skill for our students to learn because it's a backbone of all technology, especially with artificial intelligence. And we are proud to work with UC Davis C-STEM Center to provide our students an integrated, rigorous math computer science learning experience. With C-STEM, students get to connect math concepts to real-world applications through programming. They get to code, test, and refine solutions, and they get to analyze results, debug code, and explain thinking. To date, we have 24 schools currently implementing C-STEM with 72 trained teachers and 21 teachers who've completed 4 total courses over a 2-year period to earn their computer science authorization. So we're very happy with the progress we've made here with C-STEM and are super excited to continue expanding this throughout the district. We were also very honored to co-host the C-STEM Symposium this past March. This was an opportunity for educators and outside organizations to see the great work happening here in San Bernardino City Unified. The highlight of the event was our 70 student participants who served as models for live teaching and a mini robotics competition. You know, lots of us have probably been to events where teachers or schools talk about the things they do, and rarely do they ever get to see students actually doing those things. And so this was a great opportunity for us to not just say the things that we're doing, but to show the community and other organizations what we're actually doing. And I know a couple of you were there and got to see that firsthand, so appreciate your support. We also are also working to build the skill of our teachers throughout the district with quality professional development opportunities. We have our Design and Dine, which is a evening event where teachers come after work and they get to learn about some STEAM experiences over some food and some fun dress up, as you see in this picture here. We have our computer science training opportunities, including C-STEM and other computer science PDs as well. And our design thinking full day training, which is a project-based learning experience where teachers learn how to integrate innovative technologies into their core curriculum. In addition, we've developed a webpage for teachers to support them in the integration of STEAM within their instruction. On our resources page, teachers can find links to curriculum guides, all the way to simple things as I need more guidance to identify a field trip to take my students to that is aligned to standards and is exciting and engaging, all the way to at-home extension activities for our families. I'll also be sharing our extended student learning experiences that we offer within the department as well. The department has been excited and very happy to support schools with over 196 classroom lessons and FOMO events since August of this academic year. These events have included such things as students building and coding and wiring their own guitars, doing engineering and robotics challenges aligned to standards being taught within their classroom, or something as simple as a visit from the student's favorite STEAM mascot, Bite, during a fun event on the playground. We've also supported with over 44 sponsored field trips, sending fourth graders to Skyland Ranch to learn about environmental science and other STEM areas, middle school students to our Future Green Leaders Summit. We've also sent middle school students to New York and Boston for a STEM trip, and this summer sending students to Washington, D.C. to learn more about STEM as well. Through Cal State San Bernardino STEAM Day, where elementary, middle school, and high school students get to engage in STEAM learning at the college level. And we've also been excited to have a field trip to KVCR and are working with KVCR and collaborating a partnership where our students will be able to write script and use the equipment there to do filming there at the studio. So we're excited about that opportunity. We're also working closely with our friends at the EXL department to provide students with a STEAM summer camp experience. This camp experience through Cal State San Bernardino has been going on for about 10 years, and we're excited to continue to support this work. At the camp, the students get to do things such as 3D printing, robotics and coding, AR, VR, engineering design, AI, drone technology, and also get to engage in a variety of different STEAM trips during their summer break. We also work alongside our EXL department to support after-school STEAM clubs and experiences. We've supported the Lego Brick Blast community event, which I know many of you have participated in, and it's such a great event with our community. And we also are having students participate to showcase their STEAM learning experiences at the LA Make It Fair, which is, I think, coming up this weekend. Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So we're excited to send some students out to that to showcase what we're doing here in San Bernardino City Unified. We're also excited to be expanding our STEAM competitions. During last year's board presentation, I know Mr. Tillman had suggested that we have competitions similar to middle school sports. And so I thought that was a great idea. And so we expanded that this year. And so this year we've had over 26 STEAM competitions. This year we held our first district-wide RoboPlay competition. There were over 500 student qualifiers with the top teams from each C-STEM classroom making it to the district level event that you see in this picture here. The students were organized into grade level spans and engaged in 3 challenges focused around mathematics and engineering. And we also had a very huge parent turnout, and they were super excited. So we did some learning and say, like, we got to figure out how to adjust the space a little bit for our families, but that was a great event. So we appreciate the suggestion, and we plan to expand this even more next year. And we've also engaged in other after-school competitions, such as BattleBots, Rube Goldberg, and Spherocopa, which are San Bernardino County-led competitions. And so we've had some great takeaways at those events. And we've also, for the first time, it was just this past Saturday, have done our first middle school robotics competition. And so this past Saturday, we held our Robotics Cup, where students coded 3D design and printed robots and controlled their robots for a battle. And so you saw some of that in the video, and you see that here as well. And so that's something we're super excited to continue to expand next year as well, you know, even beyond middle school and high school. And so just continue to expand this throughout the district. We're also kind of working on our community engagement efforts, making sure not only our community, but everyone, our industry partners, know what is happening here in San Bernardino City Unified when it comes to STEAM. So we've worked closely with the Family Engagement Department to increase the family's awareness of STEAM here in San Bernardino Unified and engaging them in hands-on STEAM experiences through 73 different community events so far this year. Such things as our monthly book and builds, supporting at the Miracle on Court Street during the holidays, our family nights, our parent volunteer workshop, providing a training at the Parent Volunteer Workers Workshop, Family Engagement Summer Workshop, and also during the Computer Science and AI Parent Community Forums. We've also been working with our advisory committees at various levels, including our PIA and DAC. In the past, we have also presented to DLAC and also continue to support the message of STEAM within those advisory committees as well. We also held our first STEAM and Innovation Community Forum. Mr. Alexander had a vision of engaging our community partners, local industry, and families in understanding what STEAM is, working towards an innovative future, and seeking feedback on our initiatives. And so we had over 45 partners participate, where they had the opportunity to see our students showcase their learning with Lego science, coding, robotics, and more. And the participants also had an opportunity to visit one of our elementary STEAM labs to really get an idea of what this looks like. And so we got some great feedback, and this feedback we're using to continue to better our programming here in the district. We're also very honored to have been recognized with CSTEM Awards for Administrator of the Year, Excellence in Service, and Teacher of the Year, just showing kind of the great work we're doing here in the district and how we continue to want to get better. We've also been fortunate to have been highlighted in Wonder Workshops and Discovery Education for our intentional and rigorous standards-aligned STEAM programming. And probably coming soon, we'll also have a case study from Lego Education for our work that we're doing here in the district, which the president of Lego Education says he has not seen in any other country. So we're super excited about our progress with that. We've also presented at major conferences to highlight the innovative work happening here in the district. We've presented on topics such as STEAM teaching practices, development of STEAM and SBCUSD, pathways in middle school and how to get gold certification, how to bring STEAM home beyond the classroom to engage families, and highlighting the elementary and middle school structure of STEAM here in San Bernardino City Unified. Finally, I'd like to recognize the intentional work of our school sites in providing STEAM experiences for our students, because it is really the school sites who make this happen, right? And so using the district's STEAM criteria, schools evaluate their STEAM programming using 14 indicators through collected evidence and validation visits. Schools can achieve 3 possible levels, level 1 being Explorer, level 2 Designer, and level 3 Innovator. So here you'll see our latest schools who just completed in March their round of actually going through designation. And so these are our latest schools who have achieved a STEAM designation level. And so we're very proud of their intentional effort and work. But I would like to thank all of you for your continued support of STEAM and innovation within our district. And we look forward to continue expanding this STEAM for all our students by 2030 here in San Bernardino City Unified. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I will turn to see if we have any comments, questions. Mrs. Alexander?
I'll just say thank you to you and your staff for, first of all the intentional work that you're doing and what you continue to do, and how you're fostering just the spirit of just inspiring our students to be involved with something that's going to help them down the road, not just today, but just in the future. And then the whole notion of just AI and how it really affects more probably their home than themselves, you know, making them feel comfortable in the space that we're in, and how we are also fostering through that family engagement. I would just say that's a collaboration not only with your team, but I know it's with family engagement and also with the AI team. So thank you for your work. I had a question in reference to just the breakdown, because I don't understand it. So when you did the level 1 through level 3, Explorer, Designer, and Innovator, can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so we have a designation or STEAM criteria within the district that schools use to kind of evaluate their programming within their site. So we modeled it after similar ones in San Diego County Office of Education, the Ohio State Framework, and also the Linked Learning High School Certification Model. And so there are different criteria there that schools use to evaluate how effective their STEAM programming is. And so through that, they'll do a pre-assessment, they'll collect evidence throughout, and with my team, they'll do validation visits to see these things happening. And so level 1, you can imagine it, I like to say we have, it's a, what do I call it, Caitlin? Low floor, high ceiling. Okay, so it's very easy to get level 1. You're starting to engage in STEAM experiences, offer those experiences to your school. And you can have evidence for that. That's a level 1 status. Level 3 being that high ceiling, that you walk onto that campus, it's a STEM school. You know it's STEM. The students speak it. You see it integrated everywhere. And so schools can progress throughout that way. It's a way of recognizing schools for their efforts and also pushing them to get to the next level. I'm hoping for someday the state having their own framework and designation system. They've said that's something they will do, but they're just not there yet. And I'll be happy to send you a link to that document on a board update. So if you want to check it out a little bit more.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rosales Medina.
Thank you so much for the presentation, everything that you were able to share, as well as I want to thank the team for everything that you're doing, especially across the district. I'm really excited to see that we're actually being mentioned, like you mentioned on page 29, discovery, education, and then the wonder. I'm wondering if there's a way through communications that we can also share that through social media, maybe on our website, just to highlight the things that we are doing, the things that you're able to do and accomplish with that. So that'd be one of my asks, is to try to see how we can actually share that across through social media and the website and out there. I also do appreciate all these items that you're able to provide. And I'm curious to find out, are we in connection with local businesses that might want to purchase items by the district, made by the students? I'm just thinking outside, because I also like this item that could easily be converted into business cards. These little things that I'm thinking, what a creative way of trying to provide, QR codes just so people can, and then those that are watching, maybe that's an opportunity, how we can have maybe students create their little business at their school site to raise funding or raise money and so forth for projects.
Those are things we can definitely explore. And so I know that we've worked with making things for organizations within our community, at no cost to them. And so we can always explore that as well. And as for communications, we'll work closely with them to, I can always get better at communicating better. I know I think the boss has told me I don't always toot my horn enough. And so, but I'll do better at making sure to get these communications out there so that people are more aware of everything that we're doing.
Yes, and that also helps with the city or even surrounding areas that are able to see the great things that you as a department are able to help our students grow in. So it's something we do have to show off a little bit of the great things you are doing. So thank you all for all your hard work.
Thank you, Ms. Medina. Thank you so much for the presentation. Along with tooting your own horn, you're going to make us shine. So I would encourage that very much. And I have a question in regards to the page, the Summer STEAM Camp at CSUSB. Is there a cap, like a limit on how many students can attend, or how does that work?
We have a lot of openings still, from what I understand. So that QR code on that flyer on the presentation, it's open. We know it's not filled. So any parent who's interested, please sign up. They can reach out to the EXL department or the STEAM department to get more information.
And is this is not the first year for this camp, is it?
No, it's running 10 years.
In the past 2-3 years, would you say that there has been students that have been turned away?
No.
Okay, that was my question. Awesome. This particular area in our district, your department, is it a new department? Is it a new position as in the last 3 years?
It's February 2023.
Man, I just want to say that is awesome to see everything that you have been able to accomplish, you and your team, in only 3 years. That's amazing. So all of the resources, all of the just everything that's in this presentation, it's just mind-boggling to me how little time, in such little time you've been able to accomplish so much and get so many recognitions and put so many things together, events. You're doubling the amount of schools that are participating. That's amazing. So thank you to your team, and we really hope that, I know that in 2030, whatever goal you set up for yourself at this rate, you're going to meet it and exceed it. So, keep doing that. And however we can support that, please, reach out and let us know. But thank you so much. This is innovative, and this is exactly what we want to see our kids do. Because a lot of times, in the past, I've heard students, especially with regards to math, well, why do I have to learn that? When am I ever going to use it? And so being able to learn and, apply it is amazing. So thank you so much for that. Mr. Tillman?
Thank you very much for the presentation, and thank you for doing the competition. I would love to know when the competitions are so I can visit. And then if we get some students that create some great robots that we can, maybe the winner can come to the board meeting and we can present it. I think that'd be a good thing. Just like tonight, we had a young lady that brought her art with her. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. I think the same thing with that. If we can bring some of the students that are the high achievers, and I know they're just amazing, we should bring those down to the school board meeting and give them an award. And I would like to let them do a little presentation, maybe demonstration. Yeah, I'd like to see some robots get knocked out, but I think that's great. The other thing, I hope that I know we do these pathway things a lot, but like with the drones and those type of things. Number one, I hope we make sure we're buying some of the latest and greatest things that we can to use to train our students with, and then getting them certified. I know there's certifications associated with that. So for all those type of things, I think we benefit our students by getting them certified before they leave campus. With a district our size, we have some students that are going to latch on to certain industries and certain, whether drone or other things in AI, who are we brilliant. We need to make sure that we give them all the tools they need to excel, and don't stifle them. You know what I mean? Just make sure we're allowing them to reach their potential. So if whatever department you're with, they're telling you not enough money, you need to let us know that, and I'll talk to Terry, and he'll make it happen. All right. Feel free to reach out to me.
Of course.
Thank you.
No, thank you for the support.
I'm sorry, Mr. Arellano?
Yeah, Mr. Tillman, thank you for bringing up the drone certification. I want to remind the board, last time we were here together, the board gave SUDA and our CTE department direction to start looking into an aviation program. And the aviation program includes the drone certification format. So we're on the right track, sir. Thank you.
Ms. Aviles Grande?
Yes, I just want to add my congratulations and thank you for all the work that you and your team have accomplished, and to really encourage my fellow board members to visit at least one of those events. This is the second time I've gone to visit the CSTEM. I think you have at Cal State up in the North Student Union, and the size of the full size is all used, every single one, and to see these children, and they're all just so engaged, and they just are so excited. I look around and my heart gets full, because I think this is what we mean when we say 100% of our future. These are our future doctors and scientists and, people that will really make a difference on the planet. So thank you. I honor you. Yeah.
Thank you. Mrs. Alexander?
I'm sorry, I had two questions and I forgot to ask them. the new Lego Education Computer Science and AI curriculum, can you expound on that? And it's really for the community because I'm not sure that that's pretty clear for everybody.
Yeah, so it's news, so it's still coming in. But from what I've been told, typically students are learning AI from an AI literacy lens, which is very important, right? Which is understanding safety, what to trust from AI, what not to trust from AI. But are we really teaching the kids of what AI is? Like understanding a clock. I'm taking a clock apart and understanding its components and how it works. That's where the AI Lego computer science and AI will work. It's really going to teach students how AI works and functions kind of in that way, to break it apart. Kind of the concept of machine learning and understanding how does AI learn from itself, given all the information it has. So we're excited about that because it just moves beyond just from AI literacy to fully understanding what AI is down to its mechanical level.
And if I may also, just board so that you know, we will be having an AI presentation in May next month, and it's going to specifically talk about that because AI tools are changing right now as I'm speaking. So it's really about teaching kids about learning in the future and what that looks like and what skills they're going to need for that. So you will have that presentation in May.
Okay, I was just curious, is it available to all students or maybe?
But we will be piloting at a smaller level
Okay.
first and then be expanding that.
Okay. Then the next question, where was it? Sorry. I'll send you a message. Thank
You can always email me.
If you remember, I'll come right back to you. Mr. Tillman?
Curiosity, what is computer science now? I mean, I'm an old man, but years ago, computer science was, you take COBOL and Fortran and Pascal and C++ and that type of stuff. What is computer science right now? What do you study?
So right now in computer, at least here in the district, computer science is that concept of coding, right? There is a series of.
What do they use to code in?
When do they use coding?
What are they coding in?
They're coding in a variety of different platforms. So it just varies depending on the grade level. And so, like, for example, at the primary grade, students can start engaging in coding using Ozabots, which is usually just basic block coding. And it varies and it expands at various grade levels. Today, computer science, some people say it's more important or less important given AI. But AI is even built off of computer code, right? And so still having an understanding of coding is essential for the future because that is how a lot of things work. From your phone has coding to it, to even the AI tools that are kind of taking away coding jobs today. So our students are learning it in a variety of different ways, even from the TK level, just understanding when you put pieces together, it forms a message. And so students are learning those skills within our STEAM labs.
And I would just like to make sure we understand that certain students have gifts, like understanding logic, having a vision to find solutions using the tools. Those type of students are always going to be valuable regardless of what the technology is, because they're going to have the ability to see a problem, understand what the tools are that can be used to solve the problem, and whatever those things happen to be at that time, those gifts are going to be able to be utilized. So I hope we're always looking for the students that have that ability to use their logic and have vision and are good at solving problems, because that's never going to go away. You're always going to have problems, and you're always going to have the need for a student or a person that has that ability to do that, and it truly is a gift.
I agree, which is why I referred to future-ready skills, those critical thinking and creativity, right? That we're focusing on project and problem-based learning first, and tools are second, because those are the skills that are essential and will surpass whatever technology comes.
Thank you. Ms. Rosales Medina?
Thank you, Danny, for mentioning, Mr. Tillman, thank you for mentioning that. And it's also looking at students with extraordinary needs. I mean, they have abilities. They have, better yet, extraordinary abilities. And sometimes they're overlooked within the education system that can actually think far beyond, the capacity of a maybe in the regular environment, but when you put them in front of maybe coding or other types of opportunities, they excel beyond and are able to. I remember that one movie, Accountant, of these students that grow up to be great minds that work with each other in order to come up with a solution. So I think of it that superheroes, also another way of thinking of it. But yes, that would be great to kind of involve that.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mrs. Alexander, did you remember? No. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Great job. And if you're going to be doing the presentation next month, or whoever is going to, we'll see you here next month. All right, we're going to go ahead and move to 8.0 board discussion, 8.1 middle school 318. The board will discuss procedures for renaming middle school 318, formerly Cesar Chavez Middle School. I believe the superintendent may want to start the conversation.
Yes, thank you, President Ceballos. Today, the board will have the opportunity to have a discussion and perhaps provide the district direction as to what steps you would like the district to take to find a potential new name for the middle school. I want to remind the board that at your seats, you have a copy of the board policy that speaks to the naming of the facility. So I wanted to very quickly, not only for your sake, but for the sake of the community, to know, A, that we have a board policy, and also just to remind the board of some of the language in there. So if you see the board policy in front of you, I just want to point out, for instance, in the first paragraph, where it says buildings and facilities on a school campus shall not be designated by individual name except by unanimous approval of the board. So I wanted to make sure the board knew that. And then you see it says that the board shall name schools or individual buildings in recognition of, and it gives you 3 criteria. So I wanted to make sure that the board was aware of those criteria. It also goes on then to speak in the subsequent paragraphs that as part of the board policy, that the board encourages community participation in the process. It also says that a naming committee can be put together with no less than 5 members that shall be appointed and to review name suggestions, submit recommendations for the board's consideration, and that the board and the superintendent will seek input on the committee members. And I know maybe President Ceballos and the board will give us direction about that committee once you engage in the conversation. I also want you to see in the following paragraph where it says the renaming of existing schools or any district facility requires unanimous approval of the board. So I just want to make sure you knew that. And then the following paragraph then speaks that before adopting any proposed name, the board shall hold a public hearing at which members of the public will be given an opportunity to provide input. So I just wanted to refresh the board, their memory of this board policy as you engage in the discussion. So I will turn it back over to you, President Ceballos.
Thank you so much for that reminder and having the policy here today before us. So I just want to open it up at this time to my colleagues to enter into a conversation in regards to, the process, really. I know that we had a couple buildings already named, and I know that I myself and maybe a couple of you had some additional questions. So this is going to be a really good opportunity to kind of start fresh with that process. And so I open it up to you all. Ms. Rosales Medina.
Thank you, President Ceballos. This is a great opportunity to have those conversations. I do, first of all, I do want to recognize those that came, that made some suggestions, and I do want to recognize that we do appreciate that, they're looking at, names that we can possibly consider. But I know in my stance, when we initially kind of removed the name, I thought of several important names. But then I started reflecting is that we're going to go from one name to another name, and not that those names wouldn't be credible, but I feel like we're going to go from one name to another name. I think I do appreciate the suggestion that was made also during public comments, that we consider names that are not necessarily named as of a person. So I would move towards that direction in making sure that it's not named after a person, but more on maybe the area. And another suggestion would be that we do look at the naming committee, but it's also in collaboration with the school site. I remember being in elementary school, and it was really exciting because they are asking us to come up with a name of a mascot. And all the students, put names in there, and they had like a little voting system for all of us students. And I remember that was my first voting opportunity. And we got to select, there was 3 names, and we got to select, and it ended up being the Roadrunners. But I think this is also a great opportunity to have students engaged, maybe collaborating with the naming committee, for instance, having the school site come up with the top 5 names, the naming committee kind of working with them to see maybe narrowing it down, because we want to make sure that it's anyways, it's just looking at maybe narrowing it down, and then the school sites voting for it also, as well as considering asking the staff to be also included in that process. And so that's just some suggestions, only because I know that was meaning for myself to be part of that election process in naming that that mascot. But in this case, it would be a school site. So I would definitely support that.
Thank you. Mrs. Alexander?
Thank you, President Ceballos. So your question is in reference to the process, right? Some considerations. So when I think about the process, and then also listening to what we heard this evening, just listening to, let's focus on the site, the teachers that came and spoke. And one area that was highlighted was just how they felt with the name change and how it's impacting them. And that was maybe a sample, but that sample is probably even greater than what we know. And I just think about it just from a standpoint of just having just a name that reflects maybe excellence versus a person. But when you think about the process, I think it's important to engage with the naming committee, so what we have here. Also, I agree with my colleague to open it up to the school site to have more engagement at that level, because then there's buy-in. But I would say that naming committee, reflection of maybe what we've done in the past, maybe consideration, maybe having a new naming committee. That's just an idea, just to bring in some fresh new ideas. Nothing against the previous naming committee, but just as an opportunity to reach out and go beyond who we've worked with in the past. And that would be my recommendation.
Thank you. Mr. Tillman?
I think this is a really unique circumstance, and it's not, I mean, I've never seen us take a name off of a school because of a controversy like we've done this time. So I think it's critical that we ensure that the name that we pick can't be controversial in a way, because I think it really does cause problems at the site. We have students at that site right now. So I would suggest that we do like the teacher suggested, and not name it after a person. And I'm all for allowing input from maybe we can do the school site, recommend 5 names, and maybe the committee, and then maybe 5 names come before the board, and we do something where we decide on a final name. But I really think it's important that the board decides, and in the end, we pick what the name is going to be, because this is a unique situation. But I would hope that we get consensus that we don't name it after a person, because the last thing I want to do is name it after a person, and then some things come out about a person that we name it after, and we're back in the same situation that we're in right now. So, when we named it, and I was here, we named it after the person's name. Now, no one would ever dream that there'd be some type of controversy. So you never know. But we do know if we name it after a tree or a street, that you can have the problem. But you got to remember, when you name it after some names of some names of mountains and stuff like that are after people. So I don't want a name after a person. If it was already, if someone's name, if they have Mount Mauricio Ariano, I don't want to use Mauricio Ariano. I want to use. I just want to know. I just want to use it. I just want to use it. I want to use a name of, like they said, Magnolia is a magnolia tree or something. I'm fine with that. But I think we should have something that there's no way it can be controversial.
Thank you. Mr. Santos?
I really like the idea of engaging our students in some sort of contest, some sort of understanding that that's not what it may be, but certainly them having a top, some choices, and it is their school. So I really like that idea. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Aviles Grande?
Well, I'd like to see it like we have some schools that are called preparatory or academy or something like that, and refer to something that they really work on, whether it's like, the VAPA, Visual and Performing Arts, the university is, California State University has just opened up this huge brand new theater arts building. It's going to be a star on their campus, and they're really working to make that happen. And my daughter worked in development, and I had her called Tony so he could take a tour, and now he's working for them too, as well as us. So just for example, if we were named it University Theater of Fine Arts Academy, just as an example. And maybe those students could get to go over there and use their facilities sometimes and then come back, just depending on what that school is going to be known for, or their character, something that reflects their character about their curriculum and what they do and their activities. I have no idea what they might be, but sports or something sports academy, something that reflects, part of their, and I like the idea of having the students themselves be involved in picking a new mascot. I think that's brilliant right there. That would create ownership, a sense of self, and I think it would be something that that would please Mr. Gil Navarro. And we could always do one of the cafeteria building, or a bench, a flower section, garden. There's other ways we can include it. Thank you. That's all I have. Oh.
Thank you. Dr. Wyatt?
Thank you, Madam President. And just to build upon what all of us talked about, obviously a very unprecedented and very unfortunate event for us to actually have to remove a name from a school, first of all. And I really do love and embrace the idea of engaging our students. I will support that 100%. I know it's a little bit outside of what our BP says, so I just want to make sure we acknowledge our board policy as well. But, we, as far as I know, the first priority to have our student board members. We have them highly engaged in civic duty and civic activity here, and what better way to exercise that than with the school and our students leading that charge. Of course, I think, community input is important as well, and then eventually the board making the decision. But this is an unprecedented time and an event in our city, in our district, and what better way than to honor our students and really make them think about their future And something they could look back and 30, 40, 50 years from now and say, hey, I was a part of naming that school. Hopefully when their kids and grandkids stay in the city, continue to go to schools in San Diego City. But wow, what an opportunity we have right now. And so great idea. I'm not sure who came up with that up here, but I absolutely support it. Ms. Rosales Medina, that was you. Thank you, Abigail, for that. And I love it. I think we should go in that direction. And I'll say this, how can we lose when we let our kids make the decision on this one, right? We as adults, we make mistakes all the dang time. So let's kids show us how it's done.
Thank you, Ms. Rosales Medina.
And I'm hearing the suggestions too, is that, you know, at the end we decide, but we can have them select maybe 3 to 5 names, and then, you know, we can at the end ultimately decide. But this definitely gives them an opportunity as well as staff. But I appreciate y'all considering that.
Thank you. So I'll give my input. So let me see how I want to start. So first of all, I do want to start by saying thank you to the folks that came out today, you know, and expressed their support, shared their input of what they would like to see. You know, for me personally, it's no surprise, or it's well known that Gil was an individual that was very made a significant impact in my life. You know, he was a mentor. He helped me navigate the school system with my son, and my experience with him is nothing but positive. So I want to start by saying that, and then I also want to move on to say that it is very unfortunate that we are here today having to do this, you know, removing, it's a big hit, it's a big impact to our community, specifically, you know, our Latino community. And so it needs to be, I need to be able to say that out loud. You know, it is very unfortunate, and it does feel, you know, very devastating. You know, it feels personal, right? It feels personally impacting. But we would have never been able to predict this. I understand that, and I get that. So having said those two things, I also recognize, you know, and I want to acknowledge the teachers that came out, and, you know, any other community member out there that feels like it would be, you know, in the district's best interest to move forward with naming the school after something other than a person's name. I also want to, you know, acknowledge and recognize, you know, that I've heard that as well, and I'm all about honoring the process. If, you know, I have very special thoughts and, you know, towards Gil, but at the end of the day, it's not what I want. First of all, I'm one of 7 up here, and I'm also one in the community. And at the end of the day is what the community wants, and I'm okay with that. But I need to be able to express, you know, those thoughts that, you know, I feel that it is a big hit on the community, the Latino community specifically. And then also, I always have a lens of equity, right? Equality to some degree as well, right? So, you know, what does that mean for other schools that are named after individuals? And I know that we're not having a conversation to suggest like, hey, let's go back and let's remove names of schools, because that's not the case, that we're not there, you know, but it just almost feels, there's conflicting feelings within me. And I just want to be honest and open, you know, and express those thoughts and those feelings, always, again, respecting the process and respecting whatever, you know, happens. But, you know, those are thoughts that come to mind, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that shares maybe those thoughts, or that will, you know, think those thoughts in the community as well. And so, you know, I just want to acknowledge them. With that being said, some of the things, so I'm not closed off to naming the school after a person. I say all that to say that, you know, but at the end of the day is what the community wants. And if the community decides that naming the school after a person is what they want, then I will support that. And if the community comes back and says, no, we don't want that, then, you know, I will also support that. So some of going back and speaking specifically about process, some of the things that I have thought and some of the ways that we had done it in the past was that, you know, board members kind of shared, you know, 2 to 3 names with the superintendent of people to be part of the committee. That was what we had done previously. So I don't know if that's what we want to do again. If that's the case, I was thinking, you know, maybe we can provide 2 names. That would be 14. You know, 14 people to serve on the committee because there's 7 of us, multiply by 2. If that's too many, you know, then it could be 1 per board member. That would reduce it to 7 to serve on the committee. And the committee really, what I'm thinking is the committee really would just serve to collect. So what I would like to see is maybe opening it up to the entire community, not just that section of the community, right? The entire community, maybe opening up a week, some sort of way for people to submit some, you know, recommendations. And then the committee, what the committee would really focus on is taking all of that information in and then kind of narrowing it down to maybe 5 to 10 options for them to consider. Maybe they research, and then from their consideration, maybe only recommend 2 to 3 to the board for actual consideration. So I was thinking maybe something like that, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Mr. Tillman?
You know, I think the extraordinary thing here is you have a school site with students at the site, and they became part of the controversy. I mean, we did a video, our communication department did a video outside of the school with no name on the sign saying we took the name down. To me, that has a direct impact on the students at the site. I would hope that we would give the students at the site the first shot at presenting us with, like Ms. Medina said, their top 3 to 5 names. And if we see a name there that we can agree on, then we name the school after that, because it would be extraordinary. But I think something extraordinarily good should be possible to happen for those students, because they've been through so much with this name change. I mean, when I drove by there, because I live in the area, Mauricio Ariano, the superintendent, had just had them paint on the back of the school the whole name of the school. And then the next day, the day after the controversy happened, we painted over it. That has to hurt the kids. So I really think we should do something big for the kids and say, hey, normally we don't let you name a school, but you guys have been through a lot, so we're going to give you a shot at naming a school. That's just my personal thought.
So then
I would stick to not naming it after a person. I'm just looking for consensus for that.
So hold on. Just for clarification, so are we saying we don't want to have a committee? We just want to leave it to this
site,
to the
students,
site,
yes.
to the students?
Mm-hmm. That's my suggestion.
Ms. Alexander?
I like the idea of the students having input, but the board, and I'm just highlighting the board policy. Right now it says committee. So I still feel like if we're going to abide by the board policy, to make sure we have a committee as well. Now, if we want to expand that, we can. I'm also in alignment with Mr. Tillman. I agree it should not be named after a person. It should be something that the students can aspire to, but let them have input as it relates to the naming, but still keep the naming committee. Have the students give input, but I feel like we should keep the committee as is, abide by the policy.
Okay, Ms. Rosales Medina?
Yes, and with that, it could be where the committee kind of supervises the process and guides the process with the school site. So that way the school site is involved in it as well as the committee. And we do have members. I don't mind the person that I submitted the name for there, for the committee, because I understand that they've done this before, so they would, continue to work in I guess creating names or selecting names. But I think maybe the committee can be used as supervising the process or working through the process and what that would look like, of course, with the district support. So they wouldn't just do it on themselves. It would be with the support of the district in how they would work through that process. And then maybe they can come with voices of students in making those recommendations and why. Maybe they can even, sell it themselves, students and teachers or staff or whoever, sell that topic. But I would suggest that the committee can be used, but it can be used as more of a working, facilitating, great word, yes, facilitating.
Thank you. Dr. Wyatt?
Thank you, Madam President. And I did defer to the BP as well. And, looking at it a little bit more in depth, on the second paragraph after the first three numbers there, the board encourages community participation in the process of selecting names. A superintendent's naming committee of no less than 5 members shall be appointed to review the name suggestions, submit recommendations to board consideration. Doesn't say those have to be people from the community. It says 5 committee members, and 5 committee members could be student members. So I just want to make sure, that we are respectful to the process. But those committee members, it doesn't articulate who they need to be. And it does say the superintendent's board naming committee. And I figure if we select student members, it says no less. An entire school could be obviously no less than 5. But it doesn't say that it can't be students. So I think, when we look at our BP, it is in place for a purpose. And if we exercise it as it is written, we have that discretion.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, we want students and students of that particular school, and then we're going to do the committee. But I have 2, kind of suggestions. One from Ms. Medina stating that the committee can serve more as a facilitator, kind of like a supervisory role in the process, versus having students be the ones to be the committee members. So what is it that we're saying that we want? I just want to know so that I can give, clear direction to the superintendent and whoever else is going to be working on it. I had only mentioned the, board members providing 1 or 2 names because that's how it had been done in the past, but it doesn't have to be done that way. If we want to do it different, then we can certainly do that, but I want it to be clear as to how we're doing it. Mrs. Alexander?
So here's a thought. So if the students could be part of that committee, I would like to suggest that our student board members help facilitate that discussion.
I would agree, and I think there's 9 of them, so I think that would be more than enough. Okay, so Mr. Tillman?
I think the important thing about the site, students, the worst mistake we can make would be to have someone from the outside, including our student board members. They're not at the site. If we have student board members that are from Chavez, I'm cool with that. But to have an outside group give them a name, and for some reason, the people at the site think, why we call this? We shouldn't put those students through that. We should, whatever that name is, the students should realize that their site selected the name. And they went through this whole tragedy of losing their school name, but they got to decide what their school name is now. So in the end, when it's announced, they're happy. And if they're not happy, we can at least tell them, well, you picked the name. What I don't want to have us do is put together a committee that's outside of the site We give them a name, and they're like, okay, you took the name we had, and now you gave us a name that we hate even worse. Why would we do that to them? I think you have to have the students at the site pick the name.
Thank you. Mr. Santos?
I really like the idea of the students choosing and maybe having the superintendent choose someone to help facilitate that, right? How that, right, from the site or outside. Just certainly there's going to need some facilitation to help those students, right? Certainly it'll be their choice, but I think that's a good way of going.
Mrs. Alexander?
Provide clarification. Facilitation didn't mean that they would give their input. It was just that saying we need to have someone facilitate that process. So I agree that it should be on site and have the input come from within, but we need a facilitator. So, yeah.
Mrs. Aviles Grande?
I was just wondering, could we have perhaps a staff member like help facilitate them? You know, someone there that's in speech or arts, or someone who maybe has never even is someone who's new and yet, you know, what am I trying to say here? Someone that's the possibility that the students really care about, maybe a counselor or someone, an adult, right?
So the only question that I have, you know, for us as we do that is, are we saying that the entire school is going to be the committee, or are we saying that that school is going to select a smaller group of students? Or how is the process gonna work? Because it's clear that what the board wishes is to have the school students at that particular school. That's clear. But now, are we saying that from that school, you know, we select 5 at minimum, like the board policy says, or are we saying that the entire school alum is the committee? Mr. Arellano?
First of all, thank you for the very robust discussion, and I appreciate it as we keep chipping away. So what I'm feeling is there seems to be a consensus, even though you haven't had a consensus vote, but I'm feeling like there's a consensus that the board would like the strongest voice to be from the students. So what I'd like to recommend is perhaps if you can give me a day or two, you know, Cabinet and I can work with the principal, maybe with their leadership team, and see if we can come up with a process that I'll come back and share with the board to see if you're comfortable. Because some of the things that come up, I was thinking as you were speaking is, you know, maybe there's a teacher that they're comfortable with. Then I was thinking, well, maybe somebody like Jim Delicia, the gentleman who facilitated the building of our vision, who doesn't have a vested interest, but his whole job is to facilitate conversation to get to finish. So if you guys can give me a couple days, I feel like Captain and I kind of know what you want. Let's see if we can go out there working with leadership and the staff there. I know Connie Jones is there, their leadership team, and see if we can come back to the board to give you something acceptable. We'll put something in the Friday update, and if you give us the green light, then we can announce it to the community through messaging and get the process started. So that would be my recommendation at this point.
Ms. Rosales Medina?
Of that, and I would like to add, I know that it was for me when we ended up voting at the end, and it's when they don't have to vote for the one, it could be for at the end select the top 3, and yes, to bring to the board. So I would love it where all students are able to participate in that type of voting process. That way they can feel that even part of the civic engagement within their own school site.
And if may I add, the board, we have used Thought Exchange very strategically over the years to gather feedback, and that's a great tool where everybody who wants to be involved can be involved. So if we have a student body of 1,300 kids or 1,000 kids, we'll give them access to Thought Exchange, and then their subgroup of colleagues, their kids, would then see what the top numbers are, and then they would then articulate and then bring forward a list of 2 to 3 names for the board. So we definitely have tools in past practice that we can do that.
Mr. Santos?
You know, I was going to say a Google form or Thought Exchange where you involve the whole, right, anything, but you said it perfectly. So yeah, that way we involve, you know, we're not using a select group of students, at least at the beginning, so everyone can have input. Thank you.
Perfect. So it sounds like we have a good plan. So yes, if you can just give us an outline of the process. Let's see, I had some notes. I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I would also like, once we get to that point, eventually of approving the process that you present for us, that communication will go out also to the families, right? And letting them know, hey, your students will be participating and so forth. Okay. That way, if they need to have, dinner table conversations with, students and things like that, that they have that opportunity as well with them. And then the other piece that I just want to add, I know that Mr. Santos had, brought up a really good point in regards to the Little League, being over there. I think that they have some, what was it, Mr. Santos? They have some finals, the Little League, where they, where they, I guess ESPN comes. So if we can, kind of get all of this process finalized before that happens, so that when that happens, it already has a name in the background.
So
Yes.
can I add one more?
Yes,
discussion?
sure.
So I appreciate you bringing that up because the huge mural that we had painted, I spoke to the artist and he's assured me that whatever we rename the school, he can maintain the mural to have it reflect whatever the new name is, because what was removed was just little sections. We didn't paint over the whole mural. So he can then adapt the existing mural to whatever we name, and it'll be ready for those cameras, those ESPN. That was the whole purpose of us putting a mural there, so that we can get free advertisement on ESPN. So he's assured me that as soon as we have a new name, he'll go out there quickly and make the adaptation. So
Perfect. Okay, I think that was it. I don't think I forgot anything. Okay, so we have direction. We will wait to hear back from you. And we will go ahead and move on to before I do move on, though, I want to come back in the process. I know that you were seeking consensus for not having the school named after a person, Mr. Tillman. We didn't go that far. I want to make it clear that I am not against naming the school against a person, as long as that is the student's choice. So I don't want that to be something that's off of the table for them. If that's the route that they go and that's what they want to do, then I think that we should, give it some consideration. That's my opinion. So I don't know if that's. Go ahead.
Fine with that. In the end, whatever comes to the board is going to be a recommendation. So if they recommend something that a consensus of the board is not going to go with, it's not going to happen anyway. So they need to understand in the process that there is a heightened sense of concern about a name.
Awesome. Okay, now
and you're not saying that it has to be named after a person either.
No.
That's all I want to make clear. Thank you.
Thank you. 8.0 board discussion, we covered that. 9.0 action items, 9.1 personnel report.
As presented.
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Vote, please.
Is it coming up for you guys to vote? Mary Ellen came
It-
up.
For vote, yeah, just not up there.
Well, I haven't even got everybody's vote. I've only
Oh.
got Mary Ellen's. Motion carried.
Thank you so much. 10.0 consent items. 10.1 approval of consent list. The following items are grouped as a consent list for receipt and approval as one vote. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Medina, second, Ms. Rosales Medina, second by Dr. Wyatt. Are there any items to be pulled? Okay, vote.
This policy is what? That's not on here, or?
Ms. Alexander?
10.15.
Karen?
Sorry.
Yes, 10.15.
If you didn't get it to vote, could you just do verbal for me,
We
please?
just did. We just submitted it. You did pull 10.15, right? Okay.
Okay, I think we're up to 10.15.
Okay. 10.15.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Medina, second by Mr. Tillman. Vote, please. It won't pass.
It's frozen. And I'm still waiting for Miss Alexander. Oh, no, not Miss Alexander.
Or-
Mr. Santos. Oh,
Or Mary, Ms. Aviles Grande, either.
motion carried.
Thank you. 11.0 reports, comments by union organizations. 11.1 San Bernardino Teachers Association.
No report.
11.2 California School Employees Association.
No report.
11.3 Communication Workers of America.
And no report.
11.4 San Bernardino School Police Officers Association.
And no report.
Thank you. 12.0 Board Policies Bylaw Discussion, first reading. 12.1 Board Policy 5131.61 Drug Testing. This came back. So I don't know if you guys have had a second to take a look at it, but Mr. Tillman?
I read through it. I'm assuming that they got rid of the lifetime ban, right?
They did, and as a matter of fact, that they actually went above and beyond the athletic directors, and they put some restorative language in there, which we were really happy about.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Vote, please.
Motion carried.
And we voted for it as presented, correct? Was that your motion? And not for, it was not for first reading, but yeah. Okay, be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts policy 5131.61 drug testing as presented. 12.2 new board policy, student threat assessment.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mrs. Alexander, second by Ms. Rosales Medina. Are there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. And we're, the motion, your motion, Ms. Alexander, was as presented as well, not as first reading. That's fine.
I apologize. Who motioned and seconded?
Ms. Alexander and then Ms. Medina.
Mrs. Alexander? Mr. Tillman? Motion carried.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts the new policy, student threat assessment, as presented. 13.0 reports and comments. 13.1 board members. Do I have any volunteers? For reports, comments? No? Okay. Mrs. Aviles Grande.
Okay, well, thank you. I represented us at the NSBA in San Antonio. As of March 2026, we were no longer members due to the split 4 years ago by Texas and California leaving. Very interesting story. I can send it all to you. But bottom line, I like to attend the CUBE events there, the California Urban Board Educators, which is very relevant to us in our big district. I really like it, and they're having a special. We can join for a really low price, and it's going to stay kind of low. Yes, but we would still have, they just sent this out, that we still would have a voice at NSBA. They have a new president. He's an amazing man, and he wants to bring all the factions together, meaning Texas and California. He wants to bring them back and welcome back into the fold, because together we're stronger, as we know that. But they do allow us a seat. They still allow you representing, California and a vote. So why would we join? We're doing great. So I'd like to send that, because then I wouldn't have to go to another state to go and see all that. I would just like to stay California, please. And then also, let's see, I took a tour of the San Andreas natural growers. They're organic practically, with Barbara Patzahuk and Dory Stratton at San Andreas. And if you ever get a chance, please go and see it. You're just left with your mouth. And I'm watching the children do every single thing, from planting the seeds and cleaning it, and then they come in and they wash all the fungus and the bugs. They pick the bugs by hand off of the and their lettuces are sold to Redlands and very eclectic shishi places they go. And I got an enormous bag. It's lasted a week. And then another reminder about don't forget to get your ticket for your sweetheart for the headdress ball. It's just coming up really super fast. And then I just congratulate Anderson for their successful Le Cafe. And thank you, Mary Roan, for making sure we were covered by the newspaper, and so proud of that. And my friend Cindy started that when I was still there. And she and her husband built that cart by hand. And she had asked for a brand new state-of-the-art one, and I would like to see that happen. I really would like to see that happen. And she's set to retire in about a year or so, so I really want to work on that not dying, that program. If we can find another teacher there. So that's it.
Thank you, Dr. Wyatt. No comment? Mr. Santos? Awesome. Mrs. Alexander?
I guess my only comment is this past weekend, my husband and I attended Lutheran Social Services fundraiser, and the significance behind it is Lutheran Social Services is building a wellness center here in San Bernardino, and the investment that's been made on that wellness center is $50 million, and the wellness center is supposed to help the unhoused, provide the resources, but also transitional services so they can move beyond the current state of being unhoused. And it's a state-of-the-art facility, pretty significant. And what I also found out as a takeaway is that the developer actually started school here in San Bernardino City Unified School District. So a lot to be proud about. I know that the superintendent as well as the assistant superintendent visited the Wellness Center. And if you all ever want to visit it, you're more than welcome to. It's right there near San Bernardino High School. And also, congratulations to secondary ed for their awesome link learning pathway session where we had industry partners come and visit and look at our different pathways. But also as the takeaway, we had some that were not industry partners that would like to partner with us, such as Loma Linda University with their pharmaceutical program. So that's it.
Thank you so much. No comment for Ms. Rosales Medina and Mr. Tillman. And no comment for myself. Mr. Arellano?
All right, we're going to close it out with some fun news. But first of all, just again, shout out to our school police and our translators for being here every Tuesday night with us. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here today. Want to just thank our special education department, in particular teacher Missy Haynes, for putting together another amazing Anderson Olympic. If you haven't had a chance to be there, it's just heartwarming and just a beautiful event. And so I also want to thank Supervisor Joe Baca for always being there and supporting this event. You'll see there in the lower right-hand corner is our student from Cajon High School, Gabby Tacte, and she sang the national anthem. It was just breathtaking. She did a great job. So Missy, everybody at Special Education, thank you for such a wonderful event. It's just a great one to be at every year. Next slide. A shout out to the San Mateo County Sheriff's Athletic Federation, in particular Mr. Jared Bashir. They adopted North Park Elementary School. So I want to thank them, first of all, for keeping our community safe, but second, for investing in our scholars. So the funds and additional support is for their run club and keeping kids physically healthy. So we had a formal adoption signing ceremony. Mary Rowan, thank you to you and your team for putting together a very nice ceremony. So congratulations to North Park. And again, it takes a village. So I appreciate the San Mateo County Sheriff's Athletic Federation. Next slide. And I think it was mentioned here earlier today when Dr. Clyde and his team gave a presentation. We had the honor of hosting the LEGO president, Victor Saiz. And you heard Dr. Clyde say that he made the comment that the San Mateo City Unified School District, in terms of how we're using LEGO for STEAM experiences, coding, robotics, programming, is far in advance. So he had an opportunity to visit our kids utilizing the LEGO programs at E. Neil Roberts and Joan Elementary. And by the end of the tour, he turned to us and said, we are going to be putting together a conference that San Bernardino Unified and LEGO will put together as a way for other teachers to learn. So thank you to the LEGO president, and thank you to Randy Clyde and the two principals for showing how amazing our kids are when it comes to STEAM. That's right. Yeah, all over the United States. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So we're very proud, very proud. Next slide. Brandy Collado, she's the young lady you see in the picture on the right. She's in the middle. She's the executive director of the YMCA. Again, going back to the theme of It Takes a Village. She put together a very nice Principals Appreciation Luncheon at San Bernardino Valley College to thank our principals and our teachers for all the work that they are doing and helping them be successful in our after-school programs. Tony Plana insisted that I put this picture in there because, as you know, he was in the movie Three Amigos. So he took a picture of me and Ted Alejandre, and he said, this is the new Three Amigos. So Tony, if you're watching, there you go. There's the picture. But I want to thank the YMCA for their continued collaboration with the district. Next slide. And I also want to congratulate many of our San Bernardino City Unified parents, students, and staff that were recognized at the San Bernardino County Multilingual Recognition Dinner last week at the Doubletree in Ontario. Consuelo Rubio, parent, Martha Keating, one of our paraprofessionals, Jackie Maynor, our principal at Del Vallejo, Maria Del Rio, teacher at, is it at Warm Springs? Roosevelt, that's right, Roosevelt. Third grade student at Bradley, Angel Ramirez. Fourth grade student, Janet Robles from Brown. They were recognized. And then two of our high school students from Arroyo Valley, Boisabi Chakma and Jocelyn Ramirez, received scholarships of $2,500 each due to the speech that they wrote about the importance of being multilingual. So once again, SBCUSC shining bright. So congratulations to all of them. Next slide. I want to personally send a congratulations to retiring president of Cal State San Bernardino, Tomas Morales. I know Mr. Santos and Mrs. Grande and I had the honor to be there on Saturday night to see the unveiling of a statue. They have a great tradition that when a president retires, they do a statue of each of the presidents sitting around the reflection pond. And yeah, it's just a beautiful ceremony. And you know, Dr. Morales has been a great partner of the San Bernardino City Unified School District. So I just want to say congratulations to him for all that he's accomplished, but also for being a great supporter of our school district. He will be sorely missed. Next slide. And of course, as I was walking around San Bernardino Valley College, you might recognize Ms. Rosenblum. So she came running up to me, Mr. Ariano, Mr. Ariano. She's enrolled at San Bernardino Valley College and doing really good, and I was so proud. And if you remember, you know, she didn't have an easy background, and so we have poured into her. She was, you know, I know Sandra and her department poured into her, the principal, and this young lady is excelling. So I just wanted to share that with the board, and I told her I even like her more because she had the Lakers shirt on, so she knows how to butter up the superintendent, but very proud of her. Next slide. And then I want to highlight Brian Varela. He is the daytime custodian at Riley Elementary, just a great young man. And I had known him, but I didn't realize he was also a student at Riley and graduated from San Bernardino High School and now continues to work in our school district. So shout out to Brian. I promised him that I would feature him because I think it's always neat when we have people that are homegrown. So Brian, thank you for all you do for kids. He does an amazing job. And if you haven't been at Riley, that campus is always clean. And believe me, that's the one school. Jones and Riley is the one the superintendent always drives by. So I'm always looking for trash along the fence. Never. It is immaculate. So Brian, you and your team are doing a great job. Next slide. And I want to just end tonight with a shout out to San Andreas High School. And I want to show this 1-minute video. You know, the culture and climate that they've established there is amazing. It's a continuation high school, and if you remember, it's a model continuation high school. And Dan Jimenez, who is our 2024 California League Educator High School Teacher of the Year, is one of the core of teachers that put this together, and he sent me this video. This is to get the kids pumped up about our state testing coming up. So can we show the quick 1-minute video for me, please? Principal Stratton and the staff over there just do great things for kids. So once again, are we from San Bernardino? You're darn right. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you. 14.0 summary of board members' requests. 14.1 review of requests.
Good evening. There were no board requests this evening. Thank you.
15.0 meeting adjournment. 15.1 in memoriam. The board would like to recognize and close the board meeting with a moment of silence in memory of the following former district employees. Rosemary Rhodey Paz passed away on March 19th, 2026. She began her career as a high school teacher at Cajon High School in 1984. She became a program manager at San Bernardino High School in 1986 and was a high school vice principal at several high schools beginning in 1987 until she retired in 2009. Rhodey continued to assist the district as an administrative substitute for another 11 years. Janet Bell passed away on March 22nd, 2026. Ms. Bell worked for many years as a communication specialist and communications officer, where she edited newsletters, brochures, and flyers, wrote press releases, organized conferences and special events, and other public relations duties. Janet was honored with the Golden Apple Award for her years of service. She retired in 2000 but continued to substitute until 2004. Vicki Allen passed away on April 10th, 2026. Vicki began her career with the district in 1994 as a classified sub-instructional aide at various sites. From 1998 through to 2023, she worked as an LHSDC teacher at Alessandro Elementary School, and after 29 years with the district, Vicki retired in 2023. The board extends its deepest condolences to their families, colleagues, and friends. We will now hold a moment of silence. Okay, 15.2, adjournment, call for motion.
Moved.
Moved by Ms. Medina, second by Mr. Santos. Good night, everyone.